They tell me in your next movie, we get to see your butt.
I was not ready. I was about to start yelling to the mic.
I was just like, that's not part of this.
I think we have a lot of movies with nudity in this month.
So viewer discretion's advised.
Yeah.
Well, as you hear us laughing and enjoying this moment, my name is Gino. I'm part of this group of In Out Delete, the show where we review newer movies once in a while again. I can't recall. But yeah, I already said my name.
I'm Robert.
I'm Medica.
And Ricardo.
And Gio.
Oh, yeah.
So the next movie, tell me about your butt. I don't. I hear that so many times. Where's that from?
It's from Family Guy.
That's Stewie.
No, that's Hitler.
It's Hitler.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
But it's the same guy doing the voice.
Yeah, that's what.
Because Peter becomes Death, remember? And he doesn't want to kill the kids from Dawson's Creek. Right. So Death calls like, no, death is important. Like, imagine a world where Hitler was still alive. And so Hitler has like a talk show.
That makes sense. Okay, I haven't seen that show in years, and I can't remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's... You guys want to talk about some...
So, I know it's January. I know it's a new year. But because we're a little slow, we're going to look at the movies from November and December of 2023.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Feliz Año Nuevo.
Let's look back.
I'll start this off with a bang.
Bang.
Oh, maybe not a bang. I just looked at the list. First movie I have is The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds Snakes. This is a prequel to the first Hunger Games movie. The movie, you know, where they stick a bunch of kids in an arena to kill each other for entertainment. This tells the story of the snow guy, the bad guy from the original trilogy. So it's kind of like Star Wars, where it's like Anakin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
And there's like an early versions of the Hunger Games, right? The girl from West Side Story's in it. For me, I was when the Hunger Games was out, I got caught up in it, and I was a big fan. Saw all the movies, I read all the books, I was in it, you know. I was like a 13-year-old girl. But then, like, it's funny, like, it felt like as fast as that craze came, and then it just disappeared.
Completely.
And then we all forgot about the Hunger Games. And I was like, oh, yeah, the Hunger Games. I like that. So I went to see it. I took my niece, because she's also a fan. And, like, it took me, like, I say a good 45 minutes to kind of get reoriented into the story. Like, I didn't even know that was the dude. Yeah, like, I thought it was so smart when I figured it out. I was like, oh, that's that guy. I told my niece, I was like, hey, that's him. She's like, what the fuck? Like,
how far into the movie was it?
It was like 45 minutes. Like, yeah, I legitimately didn't know. This movie, I think, I don't know, it's kind of mixed. Because I kind of enjoyed it. Because they introduce a new batch of kids, the new main character, right? And you're seeing it now from a different perspective. And it's an early version, you know, kind of like a beta version of the Hunger Games. I found this stuff, like, because he has to, like, coach the new girl, right? And they kind of develop a relationship. I found that, like, mostly entertaining. And I was with it. And I was like, cool. So they do the Hunger Games, right? The girl wins. And I was like, cool. And I was getting up, like, oh, time to go home, right? And the movie was split up. Like, at the beginning, it said part 1, right?
Oh, God.
And then it said part 2, right? For the Hunger Games. So then when it ended, I was like, oh, good. You know, I was literally, my ass was halfway up in the air. And then it said
SpongeBob meme?
part 3. And I was like, oh, shit, we're already like 2 hours in, dog. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, we got another hour of this? And so it tells you kind of like how he went bad, right? Kind of like the Anakin, you know?
Yeah.
So you get to see all that. Despite all that,
okay,
I think I'm going to err with the first 2/3 of me. I'm going to give it a nice little in. Because I think at the end of the day, for me, it's a nice... Maybe it's not great, but if you're a fan of all these movies like I was and read all the books, it's a nice little addition. It's not great. Like I said, it has a lot of issues, especially with pacing. But I think I liked it enough to like, all right, I'll accept this and I'll put it in like the, you know, my DVD collection. I'll put it in there, you know? Nice little in. Nice in. Yeah.
Little spot.
I'm being really nice because my niece liked it too.
Okay.
But it has issues. Like I said, like the last hour, I was like, get me out of here. But yeah, I think you guys saw it. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
We sure did.
Shit. What did I... You know, I'm gonna out on this one.
Okay.
Yes, because what he said is completely true. Where it took me a long time. It took me like at least like an hour to get like really like, okay, this is a movie.
Yeah.
You know, and then the Hunger
funny, yeah.
the Hunger Games part of it is actually pretty fun. You know, like the whole I guess they're in the little battle, the training.
Arena.
Yeah, the arena,
Yeah.
the little but it's smaller this time.
Mhm.
And then the training and everything. That all that I was in it. And I liked the girl too.
Yeah.
You know? So everything was cool. So I was all up in it. And the same thing happened to me, where I was like, hey, it got me. Okay. This was okay, you know? And I was like, all right. And then, you know, same thing where I was like, kind of like, because she knows, I leave right away.
Yeah.
As soon
Oh,
as-
you bolt. You're like a fucking runner.
Yeah, I fucking
Like,
get out
the
of there.
lights come on, right? Because it's like time to go. I'm like, oh, Ricardo.
I fucking book
There's
it.
a little dust cloud.
But
Yeah.
in this one, I was about to leave like 2, and then the big ass fucking the chapter 3. That's
Part
what
3 or whatever, yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, and I couldn't believe it. And then it just brings me down. Shit like that was like, damn, you guys had me. You had me. Like you guys fucking up. I left, got myself like this big ass liter of beer. It was this big in Denver, and I was like, I needed this, and it fucking took another hour, right,
Yeah,
or something.
You got a Home Depot 5
Bucket.
gallon bucket of beer.
Yeah, and then I guess because it brought me down, I stopped caring. Like I didn't care anymore.
wow.
Like shit was happening, but I was just like, let's get it over with, you know, like shit like that. So I guess that took me out. So that's why I'm an out, because there was some entertainment spots that you guys might like. So.
Okay.
Was there anything in that third that was?
Well, that.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I've seen halfway-ish one of the Hunger Games movie, and I don't know which one it is. And I didn't pay attention
It
because
wasn't even the first one.
I don't think so. I think it was one of the sequels. And I wasn't a big fan. I couldn't pay attention. So I know nothing about the Hunger Games except for what's her face is in it, J-Law, and then the other kid. But these people aren't in this movie. So I'm like, oh no, the 2 people I know aren't here. I didn't know the snow guy was the bad guy.
Yeah.
So I guess I was with you there. I was like, hey, he probably has some relation to the other movies.
But well, since it's a prequel, you don't necessarily need.
We were
I
stupid.
mean, I think
Yeah.
everybody did know though.
Yeah, everybody knew.
Right? Because that's
Literally
his
everybody,
name. His name
yeah.
is like Snow, and is that his name also? Yeah. So I agree with Ricardo that the actual Hunger Games part was entertaining, but to me that was the only thing that caught my attention. It was like, oh, this is a movie. Okay, let's go. The little intro to that I didn't like. It was about how like the Snow guy was poor. Like I guess he was from a good family or something. Now he's poor and he needs to win. And then we go into the games, and then you think you're leaving, and then you don't. But so it just kind of bored me. And then I didn't like the costumes at all. And
Because
there was something else I didn't like.
Because it's like a retro futuristic kind of look, right? Because that's
Yeah.
from the trailers.
Just the costumes look really cheap.
Oh.
Like it just seemed like they got them at Party City or something, like or Fashion Nova. I was like,
hashtag
huh, what is this?
R.I.P. Party City, yo.
Are they dead?
Yeah, they're dead.
Oh, dang. Okay.
A lot of them closed. There's a lot of them closed near my house.
Yeah, but well, I've seen a couple. Yeah.
R.I.P. though, man.
Where am I gonna rent my tables?
Anyway, this movie wasn't for me, and I'm like, I think I'm deleting it. But I think that's because I have no connection to these movies, so there wasn't enough to like.
But that's the thing, though. Like, it's
Bring
a
me into
prequel, so you don't necessarily need a connection. Because this one
Well-
would
No, you
technically,
kinda do.
but this one
But-
would technically be the first one, though.
It does rely on your knowledge of everything, because everything you see, you're kind of like, it's basically like Star Wars, like, oh, that's that, like that's
Yeah.
gonna become that, right? And I loved the whole retro feature look, but this one, like and honestly, it was disappointing because like the concept was cool, I think, but everything felt like the actors were just in front of a green screen. Even the
Yeah.
arena, like it didn't feel real. It didn't feel like you could touch it, and that was a little bit disappointing because like they show you more of the world, but in a way you see less because it feels kind of cheap.
Yeah, because you're in like the little control room, and
Yeah.
then you're in the Hunger Games, and
Yeah.
then you're in the guy's apartment. That's like 3 locations.
I think overall for me I think it was just surprising that like, oh, I'm coming back into this world that I completely forgot about, and it's okay, but then you get to the part where like, oh, this could have been better had, I'm sure it seems like a book with the parts, right? Like, had it been slightly less faithful to the book, maybe it would have been better, or maybe, I don't want to say split up, but it seemed like a story, because he takes a sharp turn, and almost like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of saw it coming. I thought he was a bad guy from the beginning. I was like, oh, why?
You could tell that he's not, like, he's not your hero, but this guy is going to become a guy who essentially kills children.
Oh.
You know? And, like, essentially,
first
it kind of
taste.
comes down, it's basically like Anakin. You know, he falls in love with the
Kills
girl.
the younglings.
He falls in love with the girl, and then, like, they're going to get away, and they're almost away, and then he just doesn't. You know? Yeah, but it's okay. We don't have to spend that much time on it. It's okay.
Last thing before. There's a point in the movie where I thought it was gonna be a musical.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause the
at
girl
beginning,
sings.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. The girl
That
from
was
West Side
annoying.
Story, she has, like, this, like,
Yeah,
southern accent.
she's Snow
That,
White.
like, it's like, no.
She
what are
has
you
it and she
doing?
doesn't have it.
Oh.
Oh, also another thing that was cheap, like, I don't know what happened to all the people who, graphic design was their passion, but, like, in a lot of movies and TV shows now, like, it's like chapter 2 and it's like, I don't know, Comic Sans up there. Like, there is no actual, like, design here. There's no thought that gets put into the the
studios
graphics
don't
that
wanna
we
pay for
see
it.
on screen. Oh, it's very apparent.
Yeah, because like
another
they don't want to pay
complaint I
for
had.
it, and then everybody's overworked, and then
They just
They're
Underpaid.
like, just make something on PowerPoint. That'll do.
They just
Yeah,
couldn't
I think
afford
we could have
fonts.
done the green screen work for the, like, the backgrounds and stuff. Because it did, yeah, that's not.
Well, I mean, I was just saying because, like, literally when it says like chapter 3 or whatever the chapters, like,
Yeah.
it's like comments.
It's just
Comic Sans
Times
or
New
something.
Roman.
Yeah.
it's Ariel.
Yeah.
All right.
Goddamn Transformers, yo.
Well, let's transform to the next movie. Yeah.
Let's roll out to the next movie. Fool.
Clever.
Who has another one?
Did anyone see Thanksgiving?
No.
I know that technically came out in November, but
Well,
we
so
watched
did,
it in December.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Hunger Games did
Eli
too. Yeah.
Roth, the fucking movie based on the fake trailer he made for Grindhouse, I love so much.
Yeah.
Everybody kept wanting
Thanksgiving.
like an actual movie. So how'd it play out?
I never saw the trailer, so I wasn't. I actually thought so. The Holdovers and Thanksgiving came out around the same time,
Oh, okay.
and the two trailers played back to back. So I thought the
Same movie.
Holdovers was Thanksgiving.
Because it does take
Because
place
it's about
around the
the
holidays.
holidays.
You're
That's
like
right.
me and talk to me in past lives.
Yeah. So I was excited to see the Holdovers, and then like people just started getting slashed. I think I'm out on this movie. I can't really remember it, which says a lot about the
Yeah.
movie, I guess.
Also,
A lot
it
of
was
people
like
died.
2 months ago.
Oh, I think it was very obvious who the killer was.
Oh.
I think I guessed that like right off the
Really?
bat. And the chemistry between the characters wasn't great. And one of the main characters I think might be an influencer. She really sucked.
Oh.
Did anyone else see it?
No,
Oh, I see it.
but
I didn't mean no.
So I
to
was
the-
wondering if
haven't
someone
seen
else
it.
knew
I
it
meant
was-
to the influencer.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, I saw it too. I am an out on this one as well. Oh. What was it called? Oh, so basically the movie is about the
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving, right? It's during Thanksgiving. And what happens on Thanksgiving night?
You eat.
Black Friday.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah, I forgot.
Oh,
Everybody's
yeah.
waiting for Black Friday. But this one, I guess they make it seem like Black Friday is like how it used to be. I
Well, it
guess.
used to be a big deal. People really did used to stab
Yeah.
each other over TVs and
Yeah, so
posters.
true.
they
I
they
remember
do
those
that,
days.
and then like I guess fucking they have like this moment where like everybody's fighting to go in, and then when they actually do, it's
Some people die.
yeah, people actually die and it's chaotic and something. So someone ends up dying.
And
That
a killer is born.
yeah, and the killer's born after that, right? Because people died, and then he's like, I gotta kill people who
He's
killed.
got to get revenge
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
society.
So there's like
Basic
a
slasher.
yeah, and it's like a motive now, right? Like whatever. But yeah, oh man, this movie. Okay, so that part, I know it's a little silly and everything, but it was pretty entertaining, and I was like kind of with it. But the part that like always bothers me with the Eli Roth movies is that these characters fucking suck. These actors always suck, and I'm always watching these movies, and I'm like, I don't know if you've seen Hostel or Hostel 2 or
Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever. They're all like these like white annoying characters, and
That sounds like a normal
Is
white
there-
person to me, man. I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know. I just know.
Is there character
Kidding.
development in the other movies? Because this one had nothing.
No,
Really?
that's
Yeah.
the problem. And then I don't know, they're not likable, you know. Oh well, Hostel, they have like a Mexican guy in that one, huh?
Does
But
that
he
make
was
them likable?
whitewashed though. He was whitewashed though.
I don't
Let's be
know.
real.
All I know is that
Bro,
like
what's going
the
on,
character
bro?
development in this is always annoying. The dialogue is so annoying, and like everything kills it. But then, I guess the killer like could be cool, right? Like they're trying to make it like a slasher.
Yeah.
But it's guess what? Guess what it has? Bunch of CGI. And it just
Oh.
fucks it up.
That sucks,
man.
dude.
It fucks it up, yeah.
I can't really remember the kills.
That's one of the things when you asked me like if I had watched it, like because I remember the trailer was all cool when the Grindhouse thing came out, and everybody's like, "Oh, this seems like the one trailer to actually be like a feasible movie, right?"
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's kind of waiting for it, and it finally got announced, and they released a trailer, and I was like, "It just looks like a regular movie." Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Like it lost kind of that Grindhouse feel,
I
like that
agree.
old
Yeah, I was
school
gonna
feel.
ask.
So I was like, nah. And then another thing, I didn't watch it, but it was like, when did Eli Roth is like labeled as like this master of horror? When did that happen? Was there a committee or something? Because all of his movies suck.
All of his
Like literally every single one sucks. Like
Yes.
when did he get this label?
I don't
Like,
know.
and I want to take it back because
I
no,
think
I'm sorry.
Is it because he's like a...
he
like
doesn't have one good movie.
No, he doesn't.
No.
But
Well, I think at the time that they got released, they were somewhat different. So he was like the guy in that moment, and they just stuck with him. That title.
Not
He switched
even
up on the
because
genre.
Saw is the one that kicked off that whole like torture porn thing.
Oh yeah.
So he just kind of
Those are, like,
rode
the
on
same
those
year or
coattails.
something.
Yeah.
yeah, well, I thought it was because he just knows everything about horror movies. or
So,
something.
so did all of us.
Because you know how like
Me.
you told me that he has like a show, right? And something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't get it either. I don't get it.
Uh-huh.
You seen like that Knock Knock one, right? Too, right? With
Knock knock.
No.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. That was a terrible movie too. He produced it, I think. I
No,
don't
he
think-
directed.
He
that
did he
one.
direct that
Yeah,
one?
he wrote and directed.
That movie's
So
terrible too. But I love my boy Keanu, man.
But if anything, that one's probably the best one, just because he doesn't talk as much. And that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like another, like, but
It doesn't like start to. It's the whole movie's very stiff until I don't know, a good like. The killings don't happen till late in the movie, and then it's a good 20 minutes of the movie that feels like, oh, this makes sense why this is happening. The pacing is good here. Like there's not much dialogue. There's nobody making the scenes awkward, and then it comes back to like, ta-da, here's the killer. And it's like,
oh, that's another thing too, that like, in like these movies like Scream or something, you're always kind of, I don't know. Well, I'm always like
Trying to guess.
trying to guess, and I didn't even care. I didn't care. Like I was like, oh, this is just kind of like I'm over
Was
it.
this a checkout movie for you too?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and it
about
sucks.
right.
It
Well,
sucks.
you were out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
But and then like it's not funny. That
No.
kills
Not really,
everything.
man.
Come on.
And you know that kind of ruins it because in the Grindhouse trailer, it was sounded pretty funny.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah, it was great,
It was
yeah.
so cool.
It was corny, cheesy.
Because it was over the top. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what made it that.
That's all I don't get.
Grindhouse.
Why did they make it into a regular movie? A generic ass movie.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
wow.
sure when Eli
Alright.
tried to pitch it again, they were like, "The Grindhouse thing's over, man. That was almost 10 years ago, bro. Move on."
No,
Cool.
it's him.
It's him.
Yeah,
Alright.
he sucks.
Also, yeah, the TikToker is Addison Rae. This is her.
Oh, I know her.
I knew she was an influencer because of work.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've seen her
Yeah,
somewhere.
this is her
She's in it?
But I
second
don't-
movie.
that's-
She's
and
the-
she's like the
Shit.
main, one of the main people.
Uh-huh.
She's the main
And
one.
Yeah,
really-
she's like the. I think
Yeah.
the
really
It was-
bad.
Her acting is trash. dude.
Terrible.
Trash.
Oh my
Terrible.
god.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like he gets like these young people or something. They don't
It's
even know
'cause
how to
it-
act.
She
Their
was gonna bring
fans
the audience,
brings
I
the-
think.
No, you know what it
Dude,
is?
she's got
You know what it
88
is?
million people
You know what
that
it is,
follow
Ricardo?
her.
He's a bad director.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like makes
Yeah.
sense.
Cast casting is part of directing.
I'm down to move on.
I just said, I don't think we're gonna put you in the film. She was like, "I have 88 million followers."
Yep.
All right, that's money right there. Bring her ass in.
Yeah, it's true. That's what happened.
No. Oh, that's worse.
Our next movie is Dream Scenario, in which what's this guy's name? Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. Nicolas Cage starts appearing in random people's dreams.
I don't even think I
And
remember
so-
seeing a trailer for this.
I think I saw like one.
I did.
And
I was bombarded with them.
really?
Yeah.
Non-stop.
I think the algorithm.
Yeah, I
don't
was gonna say the
remember.
algorithm
Must have
got you.
blocked it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he starts popping up in everyone's dreams, and he's like loving the fame. He's doing all the interviews. He's going on morning talk shows, but it takes a dark turn, and so he's got to like rehab his image. His life starts to fall apart, you know.
Because the dreams become nightmares.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think I was the one who wanted to watch this movie, huh? I thought it was gonna be cool. I thought it was gonna be really weird.
Nick Cage.
No, I just thought the premise was like cool. So I was like, ooh, where are they gonna go with this? It's gonna be really weird, like whatever. And I don't think it's as weird as it could have been. I think it only tries to be weird at the end, where they bring in some kind of like advertising, like while you sleep type of thing. It becomes like a social media type of thing. But one scene really stuck with me, where I guess one girl dreams of him, who's like really young and attractive, and so he goes out with her, and she's like, "Oh, I dreamt of you in like a sexy dream. So like, can we play it out? Like, we don't have to have sex, but just like recreate the dream with me." And they get to it, dude, and it's so fucking fun. Did anyone else watch it?
No.
Okay.
Like I told you,
Well, I mean,
I work at a place where we get a
spoil
bunch
it.
of trailers, and I never heard about this
there was
movie.
just a fart joke. Like the guy just farts,
Just do it.
and I
They take out his
couldn't
belt,
fucking
and he
breathe.
starts farting, dude. And he's
I
like,
couldn't
it's because I
breathe.
get nervous.
He's like,
I
it's
fart.
natural. I'm just nervous,
Yeah.
and I couldn't breathe. Like I
Dude,
was
we were laughing so
gasping
loud.
for air.
We were
and
like
I couldn't-
literally the loudest ones, and we couldn't
Yeah.
stop laughing the whole time after that. Huh?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've been in on this movie because I think it's interesting. It just didn't go all the way with it, so it's kind of like a lower in. But I thought it was a cool premise. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ricardo?
I'm an in as well. Just because I feel like I would watch it again, just so I could see like the other stuff that I probably didn't.
All
know.
right.
But it's basically what she said, the same thing, where it's just like a dream, and everybody's dreaming him, and he's a nobody, but he becomes famous, so he's just like all happy about it. And when it becomes he's like a nightmare, everybody's scared of him. and
Yeah.
everybody
He gets
hates
fired.
him. Yeah,
He gets a divorce.
yeah, his life goes through shit.
Yeah.
But it's funny because he doesn't do his little craziness like he always does. Nicolas Cage.
That's
He's
not
just
a
being
Nick
like
Cage
this
movie, then.
weird little Nicolas Cage, you know?
I need it, man.
And honestly, like, it looked cool. It was like a A24 movie, and it was like, like a
Yeah,
good movie.
it looked nice. Yeah.
And then they have like these weird dreams that he's like flying or someone's flying, and it
Oh
looks
yeah,
cool.
when they get scary, I think there's like a jump scare,
Oh,
right,
yeah,
or a
yeah.
couple, and I was like, ah.
Fuck
But
that.
They have that thing like in your movie where like he's like in the dark in the shadows or something.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty funny and it's cool, huh? It's like
Uh-huh,
scary.
yeah.
But yeah, that's why it's watchable. You guys should check it out. And
Okay.
it's not long either. So
That's good. That says a lot.
yeah,
I like that.
it does. All right, moving on.
Cool. All right. So, Saltburn?
Yeah.
You guys didn't watch it?
Nah.
No.
I know.
It's on Amazon right now.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
know
start watching
that
it,
was
but
my plans for today. I saw.
Then I ruined it.
Oh no!
Because of football game?
Robert. Okay.
Oh no!
Oh.
No, I got
I
lazy.
thought you were gonna do yeah, because
I had other things to do, and I was just
Yeah.
lazy.
No, I thought I
around.
ruined everything because I wanted to watch a football game.
Oh no! No, I was gonna watch it like on
that would have
TV,
given him
but
more time.
I saw on social media the Jacob Elordi's bathwater cocktail. I was like, I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna watch the movie.
All right. So my next movie is called Saltburn. And it's about like this salt that burnt. No, I'm just kidding. It's about this kid, Barry Keoghan or something. He's like at this really fancy university. I think it's Oxford or something. And he's kind of like, everybody that goes there, it's like really upper class, snobby. And he's kind of like just like a regular Joe, right? But he wants to be part of that, part of your world,
Yeah.
So he meets Euphoria kid, right?
You mean Elvis?
And yeah, so that dude, insanely good looking. He has all the friends. He gets all the girls, right? So obviously he wants to be his friend. He wants to be just like him, right? He admires him. And he kind of like becomes friends with him, And at the end of the school year, he tells him like, oh yeah, I don't have family. I have nowhere to go. So he says, come home to my house, right? And that's basically the movie. He goes to visit his family. And they're all like super rich. They live in this fucking castle or some shit, right? And then weird stuff starts happening, as you might imagine, right? This movie, it's weird because it's kind of mixed, and I hate I hate the fact that we have such a poor rating system, and I beg you, Gio, can you find another key on the Avid keyboard so we can add like I don't know, lift or some shit, you know? Because I'm not fully in, and it feels harsh giving this movie now because there's so much like
It's a fence movie.
You're just muting the track.
I like this movie while I was watching it. It's just so much craftsmanship. The cinematography was fucking. If I was giving out the Oscars, all due respect to Oppenheimer and Poor Things and all that, I would give it to this.
No,
because it was so beautiful, dude. I was like, this is. I want to lick it, you know, like the cocktail. And it seems like it's like okay, so you have this character study about this kid, you know, who wants to like be like them, you know, blah blah blah. But then what happens in the movie is it's really long. Like you're watching it. And it takes like 3 sharp turns, like the movie. And each time you kind of like reset, so you feel like, oh, we gotta start all over, right? And then by the end, I kind of was like, oh, is this gonna happen? And I was like, oh, that's kind of... And then it happened, and there was still like an hour left, and I was like, well, that's kind of disappointing.
No.
Like, I don't want to give it away. But I think it's weird because like... It ends up being like almost like an M. Night Shyamalan type twist.
Oh god.
really?
And maybe not that extreme, but there is a twist. And I don't mind twists. I like, you know, those type of movies, but for the movie that it kind of was and what it ended up being, like everything that happened, you know, for that, I was like, it feels like it was too clever, or it thought it was too clever. And I thought I was like, oh, I'm going to rip the rug out under you, you know?
Okay.
And it just didn't work for me. So I liked the ride.
Yeah.
But by the time it kind of like wrapped up.
The payoff wasn't there.
And the payoff, I was like,
So
why did we go through all that?
Well,
you know?
what is it? What is it, like a
Well, I don't
thriller?
want to tell you.
Oh, no.
That's the thing. It's a little bit of everything. It's like a drama. It's a character study. And then it turns again, you know?
Keeps you on your toes.
So... It's like you could feel the screenwriter going like, "Oh, you don't see this coming," you know. And when you feel that, you go like, "Oh, I just want to be invested in the story that you set me up for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to like, you know, feel like I'm being fooled, you know, when it's not like that compelling, you know. But it stays very pretentious, you know, and I don't mind that. But when it's not, it's like, but you still up here. It's like, why not just stay pretentious? It's like, why go like the M. Night Shyamalan road? So it's strange. Like it feels harsh for me to criticize it and give it an out. But I think that's where I'm gonna fall because I did like the ride, and there are a lot of things I like. I like Jacob Elordi. I like the kid. It was nice seeing him as like not like the typical Euphoria guy, you know. It feels harsh, but it might be an out.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
switch it up or what?
Yeah, just like the movie. I would highly recommend it because like there's so much craftsmanship in this movie, right?
And you said the cinematography.
It's beautiful. But it's just I didn't agree with the story. Not that I didn't agree with it. It's that I was disappointed where we ended up for everything that we went through.
It was like waste.
It's just like
I'm still really excited to watch it.
yeah.
I was thinking Splice. The
Is there a lot of nudity?
Yes.
I heard
Yes.
this dingling.
Now, they tell me in your next movie, we get to see your
You
body.
get to see ass. You get to see schlongs like flipping around, like a lot of it. Yeah.
Weenie.
A lot of weenie. Yeah.
Damn.
A lot of weenie.
Because I heard that joke from the Golden Globes, no? They made fun of him.
No, I didn't watch it.
Nobody watched it, bro.
Yeah, I've seen those couple clips, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
I hate our rating system because it sounds like
That's what I was gonna say.
watch
Splice, I guess, would be the
No,
correct
I think it would be marker.
marker.
yeah. Let's put a pin on that.
Yeah, because it's like there's something about this, but I don't know what.
Yeah, you know when you find that shot, you know you like it, you're like, but you don't know where to put it.
Yeah.
You can put it over here on a marker.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
place a marker
Yeah.
on it. You're like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna come back to this because
Yeah.
there's something there.
There's something there. Yeah.
It's a little red dot on your little timeline.
Yeah.
You're like, why is that here?
Shall we add that to our rating system then?
In marker out.
I'm pretty sure this is probably
Welcome
one
to
of the-
in marker out delete.
Yeah, it doesn't flow as well.
Yeah, it just doesn't flow. But anyways, Our rating system sucks.
Yeah.
Damn it, Gio, you stuck us with this.
You guys
It's
agree to it,
catchy.
you bastard.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's just it's so funny. Like it's like we all use out differently, right?
Yeah. At this point, we have.
But it just sounds so negative. You know,
it does
Yeah.
actually. You're right.
So, anyways, we can move on.
That's a side. It's a side. Rate
Side
rating.
piece.
Yeah.
Side piece.
It's your side piece,
It's
not
an
your
aux-
main girlfriend. You know,
It's
This
an
is the one you go
auxiliary.
see
It's an
every-
auxiliary
It's an,
rating.
it's an
Yeah.
emergency rating, I guess.
All right.
Should have a little intro for it, huh?
That should be the sound.
That's an asterisk.
Did anyone else watch The Iron Claw?
Yes.
That's
Dang, Gino, you need to watch it
I want to.
right now.
No, I was gonna claw you.
that's the only one that I
I
saw.
like high five.
It's probably still in
In
theaters,
theaters.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It
Yeah,
is.
go watch it with Michelle.
I want to.
And if you want to
I
I saw it
cry,
twice
Yeah.
already.
Guys, I think
Oh,
it's
really?
better than the wrestler. That's what I think.
Dang, he saw it twice.
It's funny you say that because Ricardo has beef with it because it's not more like the wrestler. Anyway, it's
How
about
dare you.
how about you
Nah,
intro
but it's
it because
different.
you're the
How
the
dare you.
resident WWE expert.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell
I
us
do
tell
love
us about
it.
this movie.
Okay, so it's about the is it called again?
But
The
you,
Iron
but you
Claw?
gotta sound
Iron
like a
Claw?
wrestler.
No,
though.
the wrestlers. Fuck.
Oh,
Let
no.
me tell you this, brother. I saw this movie called The Iron Claw.
Van somethings.
That's what
Von Erichs.
Von
Von
Erichs. Yeah.
Yeah, the Von Erichs.
Dude, how did I fucking forget?
It's near.
So the Iron Claw is about the Van Erich family and the curse that they have.
The curse.
Ooh.
tragic hits when these wrestlers hit the ring.
So like one. Of the
So
sons
this
are
is a
born-
biopic, by the way.
Tragedy.
Yes.
So you say it's a
Tragedy.
curse? So like the one of the kids are born fat and they just never get muscles?
Oh my god! You know
Well,
what?
that's sort of
Yeah,
somebody's
that's-
arc
yeah,
in the
that's
movie.
kinda
How
somebody's-
many siblings are there
Wait.
in the movie?
In the movie, there's 4.
There's 4.
Jesus
brothers.
Christ.
So 5 technically.
But and they're all
5.
wrestlers because the father was a famous wrestler, right?
Yes, and
Oh,
it's,
shit.
a,
I
it's
think-
a wrestling family.
And
Yeah.
his signature move was the Iron Claw.
Yeah.
The claw.
And they're called the Von Erichs because it started off around, was it?
Hitler time.
Yeah, they had like German ancestry, so they're
Yeah.
like they wanted to be like a bit of a villain, so they leaned a little
He made
bit. He
himself
leaned a little bit more
yeah,
Nazi-ish.
German,
Yeah, so
Oh,
he was the
God.
villain. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, well, just like that kind of old German kind of thing. So that's why they called.
He
the
made
Von
himself
Erichs.
into a heel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Go,
Ricardo.
Mr. Expert. WWE Expert. Go on.
They're known from their own old company. They never made it to the WWE, so it's like different. Only
What?
one. But I'm saying like their company was never partnered with the
Oh,
WWE,
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
so it never made it to
So
that.
they had their
spot.
own promotion.
But
Yeah.
eventually, they made it to the Hall of Fame of the WWE because
Oh.
everybody knows who they are.
Yeah.
If you're
That's good.
wrestling like a wrestler, everybody knows who they are.
I didn't know who they are.
Well, no, I'm saying like if you're a wrestler.
so what's the drama in this movie?
Yeah.
So, sadly to say, there was 5.
Uh huh.
In the movie, there's 5.
There's 5
Yeah.
in the movie. 5 brothers
Well,
ends up with 1.
yeah.
Yep.
Why?
He used to be a brother.
Different shit happens. But
I mean, it's the
so
Drugs.
yeah, but
well,
overall,
there's a lot of pressure.
Ah,
Let's say
yeah.
that.
so with
They're
this
under a lot of
movie,
pressure to be good.
with that being said, this movie I am an in.
Wait.
Yes, that's our in for this one.
All right,
Just
that'll
for
be
this
the
one,
end.
yeah.
Okay.
That's funny.
All the others will remain.
Hey, weirdly enough, Ric Flair
Flair's in it.
Yeah.
comes out. It's pretty funny. All right, so I am an in on this movie, but I guess maybe I have to watch it again because I was gonna watch it again with my cousin, and then I was like watching it thinking there was a lot of flaws in it just because there's not enough. I guess I'm wrong, or I have to watch it again or something because America disagrees. Where there's like, I don't feel like the torture that much. I don't feel like I don't see it that much. Or the wrestling part was obviously
more
just
sadness?
montages, so it wasn't like. But like everyone said, it's not a
okay.
wrestling movie. I guess it's
Yeah.
about the family, so I get it. But I just didn't see them like it seemed like a really happy family. That's why I'm tripping out on it. There was just a bunch of bullshit happening, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like there is stuff happening, but it doesn't seem like they were broken up. And I guess that's what the whole point
This
is.
pod's
right?
gonna reveal who needs therapy.
Oh shit.
because there is a lot of
It's a lot of family trauma, you know. So
and,
whatever
and,
you accept it.
and that's what I was tripping out on because this whole movie, yeah.
I think because like I might know where he's kind of thinking or whatever, so I'll be an in. Like this, I had seen. I think before I saw the movie, I saw the Vice on the story of him.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of knew a bit of like
The story.
yeah, their legacy, what their legacy was. So like I knew how tragic it was. And the thing is, because it's so tragic and there's so many things that happen, even one of them I think ended up getting removed because that's how much they had to
There
cover.
was
Like
so much stuff
yeah,
that actually happened. Yeah.
like it's
they were
I
like, there's
think
not
that-
enough time for
well,
this.
there is a lot of emotional moments, but it's almost like they're running through those emotional
yeah.
moments.
Okay.
So like that's what I think
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
might be thinking.
That's what I'm trying
You
to
want
say.
to
'Cause-
sit in the emotions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's just like okay, we got this dude died. Let's move to the next house. This dude
Yeah.
died. Like you,
But
Someone died?
technically,
we literally just told you they were 5 brothers and only one of them is still alive
Wait, let's get through.
as of this
Yeah.
moment.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah. So like the performances are good and stuff. Like they're very emotional. You know, a lot of it rides on Zac Efron, as he's the lone survivor of these brothers. But yeah, like I think that's one thing that it kind of like happens because there's a lot of moments in this family's history that are important because a lot of it is based off of the fact that their dad was a hard ass on the boys, on all the sons, and like because like the thing is like we live off wrestling. That's the family business. He owns the promotion. Like his promotion in Texas was the promotion.
Right.
Like they were treated as kings in their area or whatever.
The wrestling,
Yeah,
just the entire wrestling
like,
kind of
when
circuit.
when one of the sons died, like legitly the city shut down and like lined up on the street as they were carrying like the hearse was driving by. Like that's how it was. Like it was like somebody very high and important died. So like hence why they ended up getting into the Hall of Fame because they carried this importance and stuff in this time period. But yeah, like it's just that's I think my criticism was that like it doesn't kind of expand I think on those situations because it's so many things that they have to get through that it just kind of doesn't give you that breathing time or whatever to kind of soak in those moments or whatever and actually a little bit maybe build up those little moments. I don't know if that's just me or
because
or whatever, but if you guys want to.
I'll probably bring this to the more positive side because I'm a super in on this movie. I thought this movie was great when it first got out. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Dude, this movie looks so good." And then I saw a bunch of the videos about the family. So like going in, I knew a lot. And I think that's where your kind of criticisms are coming from. Like I think you kind of have to separate.
Yeah.
You have to know that this is not a documentary.
No, I know.
This is a story inspired by what happened with that family. It's not, obviously they leave one of the... So there's 5 kids, right? One of them died when he was a baby in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, and in real life.
They talk about
the
it.
rest
They
of
don't show
them went into wrestling because their dad was a huge wrestler. They were huge stars. But obviously with a lot of fame, there's a lot of demons in the family, right? So you see the downfall of the family, right? One by one. So I thought that was great. Again, I didn't see this as a documentary.
Yeah.
So I know that it's not going to go details.
they're
right?
gonna have creative.
You have to see the story that
yeah.
they're telling, right? Because there's a lot of differences, right?
Yeah.
I bought into that, and I wrote it all the way through, and it hit every single thing that it tried. To me, it hit, and it was so emotional. And there was an Oscar for most beautiful scene in a movie. I would give it to this, and I'll say what scene later, because it was so emotional and it was so like Zac Efron. You impressed the shit out of me, dude. He was so good in it. Jeremy Allen White. The only kind of like, it's not even a critique. I would say to get that full story, like I want a mini series where it goes through each one, you know. But just this story, the story that this movie told was highly effective and just so good. I couldn't recommend it even more. So that's why I'm super in. That's why I understand what you guys are saying.
I understand too.
But I just take it as, because I had to shut it out. Because I do that a lot. Like I read up on every little detail and then you watch the movie. So, but movies aren't documentaries, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I guess this movie's like a bring your own trauma, you know? So I did my homework. I was traumatized as a child by my father. So every time something happened, I was like, oh, you know, I think that's why I felt it. And I was like, let's get out of here, you know? But then it happens again and again and again. And I was just like, dude, like this movie, I don't know, dude. I left and I was like, hello, therapist. Yeah, dude, to me, it was super sad. And I do think it was like effective. I think it kind of, I don't think it minimizes their death. I think it actually is more effective in like traumatizing you, making you feel more sad, that they like speed run all the deaths because they're so close in real life. They actually were super close. Right?
I can see that now.
Yeah. So it was just like one thing after another, after another, after another.
Like they didn't have time to breathe themselves.
At the end of the day, it's just like, oh man, like we cannot get a break. And one of the moments that worked for me the most, that I keep telling everyone, is when I think they're going to the third funeral or something, and the mom's like, I can't wear my black dress.
Fucking powerful.
They're going to recognize this, right? Because everyone has like one funeral outfit, or I guess especially back then. It was, you know, you didn't have such a big wardrobe. So she's like, I can't wear the same dress. Like, they're going to recognize it. And I was like, dude, like, you're the mom. And you're over here, like, mourning your son. But, like, you just went to somebody's funeral last week, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just thought it was such a beautiful movie. And then the line about, I used to be a brother.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's, I'm in. I don't know if I said.
Oh, it's kind of well. It's funny. Just quick story. Like I took a group of people, like my nephews and all that, and I had seen all the documentaries, so I knew, right? And it was emotional, but I was like, okay, I'm good. Like I'm not gonna cry. And then he says that line at the very end, and I was like, I lost it. And I guess I saw the movie twice, and it's only the second time I went to see it. There was like a row of Edgars. Oh, you know?
Oh shit! Here they
and
come.
I was kind of like looking at them.
They're the wrestling fans.
Because they were like in my line of sight, because I was sitting
WWE
off to the side. And like by the end, dude, like they were all fucking like, you can tell they're crying, but you know how they are, like they don't want to show it. So it's like, no, fuck you, dog. Like, I'm not crying. And it was just so
I got popcorn in my eye.
And like my niece and my nephew, like they were all fucking like ugly crying. So it is like, and like America said, like it speeds through the deaths because like
now that you say it, like I can see it, and
they honestly went soft on the dad. And everything that he did, you know, and all that stuff. They could have gone deeper in a lot of that stuff, but it's just a really great movie. Like just for a drama, you can't take that away from this. Like this is a really great movie.
Like the fact that there's just like there's like no way anybody lived. There's like no, this is true. Like,
and the fact that it had to remove a tragedy to make it more believable.
They removed it because they're like, there's already enough darkness in here. We don't need to know.
I have another theory though. Sorry.
No, well, like I heard that's
it's
why
more funny. It's just a joke.
No, but no, I was gonna say just for Gino's knowledge, like I'm also like it's based on true story, so like it's out there on what it is. So one kid dies from electrocution.
The baby.
Like he touched a wire while wet from like a trailer,
and he drowned.
Yeah, or So as like a 5-year-old, one.
Oh, don't spoil it in case he wants to watch it.
Yeah. No, but I'm like, these are...
I mean, I guess he knows they died.
I could go to Wikipedia and read about this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what, like, these are... It's based on real life or whatever. So, like, one had his lower intestine burst.
Oh, that's what they say.
Oh.
That's the family's official statement on that, as opposed to people, conspiracy theories, overdose. But, that his lower intestine died. 3 suicides
Jesus.
Yeah, one of them got removed because of that.
Oh,
So you only see
God.
2 suicides. One of them because he was the smaller one, and
so he's
his
the
dad
one
was
who's-
being a hard ass on him.
Yeah.
Like,
He didn't want to be a wrestler.
He wasn't
Yeah.
like physically
Yeah.
fit to
He
be
just
wanted to
because
be
he
a
was there.
cameraman, but because of the pressure of the fan, they do show that in the movie.
Yeah.
He's like, no, bro, you're gonna wrestle.
like
Yeah, the
his
dad's
thing
like,
was
"Why you
music
about
and
the
or being the
editing?"
production
Yeah.
side.
And when he wrestled, he got injured,
Yeah,
and it was fucked up.
yeah. He he got brain damage and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one had a motorcycle accident, amputated his leg.
Oh man.
Then he had to go. Then he had to wrestle with one leg, like with
Yeah,
one
he
foot.
He didn't tell anyone. I guess he was injured or.
Yeah, it was on the need to
had
know
his-
basis
yeah.
on that thing.
He ended up shooting.
When they
himself.
revealed that,
and then there was
dude,
an-
I was like, like I gasped in the theater. I didn't know anything about them. I didn't want to watch the documentary or anything just because I was like, no, like this looks like
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Well,
no.
not fun, but
Yeah, I forgot
You know,
like the
that's
one
good.
that they removed. I forgot how he also
Shot
killed
himself in
him,
the
shot
head.
himself too.
But
Yeah.
that one because he was too tiny.
So that's my theory. Is that so? The most tragic one is the one they removed from the movie. He
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
the youngest one, and he was the one that loved wrestling the most. But basically, he was too undersized. He was like our height. He was like
Yeah,
5'5",
they combined.
5'6".
I think so. Like stories
And
of the
he was-
brothers.
Yeah, they composited it.
Yeah.
And he had very brittle bones and he had asthma. So he
Yeah.
tried. He actually went pro and he tried, but he kept breaking bones and they
Yeah.
said, "Nah, you can't." And he fucking killed himself.
That's
But my
so
theory
sad,
is that
bro.
they didn't include him because they cast Zac Efron, the other dude, and Jeremy Allen
He
White.
went short.
Jeremy Allen White
It's 5'7".
is like 5'6".
Yeah, yeah.
He's listed as 5'7", dog. So when you list yourself as 5'7", you're 5'5". That's the height of the kid that they left out. So you can't make that. Jeremy Allen White would have had to have played the young kid that killed himself. That's my why they didn't include him.
Because technically
Yeah.
they're all tall.
They look like a-
Yeah, they were like they're athletes. So they
Yeah,
were all
tall,
like 6
blonde.
something.
Yeah.
But this one
But I would highly. I mean, I think you guys are. I understand your criticism. I think you're holding up to. This is not the wrestler. This is a different movie.
that was like
This
Yeah, I
is
think,
No,
Yeah.
I think
I was
Jill
able to
just
kinda clarify what he was
elaborated.
saying.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly
And then
the
like
reason.
once you,
I thought you were holding it up to that movie.
No,
Yeah.
not even.
and then like
At
yeah,
first,
based off
I
of your
already
point,
knew.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't pick up on that until like right now that you noticed.
No,
like,
because
it did hit me like that kind of makes sense.
It
why
is
it's
something
kinda like
that makes sense because, like I said, like what. Not even a criticism. I just wanted, like, if this was a miniseries, you could have an episode on each of the
That's
kids, right?
exactly what I
Like, there's
wanted.
so much story here, and it's
Yeah.
so compelling
Yeah.
that you can do that. But what the job that this movie and this writer director did was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And telling everything that happened, and the beautiful scene I'm talking about when the bear dies,
No,
and he's on the,
Mhm,
you know,
on the
I
boat.
was, oh my god,
Yeah.
that is so good.
yeah, yeah, because like this, like the whole thing is like this family's trying to get on, like trying to get the belt, like the championship belt, like their whole legacy. Like his dad missed out on getting the belt, so like the sons are trying to win the belt for their dad and put their name, you know, up in the, like, you know, up high and stuff. But like every time that they were about to get there, something happens.
Yeah.
Like every time, like that's why like they're called the curse. Like they legitly thought like they're cursed. Like all the fans saying like this family's cursed. Somebody
And they
somewhere.
even like one of their, I think they show him briefly. Who is it called? Like somebody that they used to wrestle with also like OD'd or killed himself.
But
He's shown briefly in the movie.
Someone you wrestled?
One of the other wrestlers. So like that's also part of the curse too.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So there's so much tragedy in it's crazy because like I think I mentioned to you guys this before. Like wrestling is a fake sport, right? But yet it seems to be the one with the most real consequences. Like,
Yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
so
Like,
many of them die young. You know, they're all fucked up. Even if they make it into old age, they're all
Yeah.
fucked up. You know,
Because
like
the thing is like wrestling like
fucking
it's
tragic.
predetermined, but
Yeah.
like they're actually, you know,
it's
getting
predetermined, but it's not.
they're actually
They're
they're
still
actually
athletes.
hitting themselves to a certain degree, and stuff goes wrong.
But
Mhm.
to get to that level and to win, you have to be
You have to actually be
Yeah.
good.
do everything. You
Yeah,
know,
like they
it's
had the
so
people
hard.
behind them, which is what the job is.
Oh,
like
that's
it-
another good scene in that movie. I just remembered where Zac Efron they give him a move,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Suplex on the concrete,
oh yeah.
and he's all beat up.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Like it's you got hurt, right? Like that's
Yeah.
what happens. But the dad, like, you could tell that like he's not yelling at him, but he's like disappointed or
Yeah.
something, and he could.
No, he's mad.
No,
yeah.
he got mad at him for not sucking it up.
Yeah, you know.
Even though he was
But-
physically paralyzed.
But the fact that he's like not yelling or anything, and you could see his emotion of
Yeah.
Zac Efron, you could see how much he's like, oh, this
That's
is fucking
why.
getting to
That's
him.
why the movie's
like,
so effective, dude. Like the
Yeah.
dad is the curse.
It's
Like
so
if it weren't for
intimidating,
him,
you know?
like his whole family, he killed his family, dude.
It shows you more than it tells you, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
absolutely.
Because like in that scene, because Zac Efron took a hard hit onto concrete and got pretty much like his breath was taken out of him, so he couldn't move. Like his back kind of seized up on him. His brother sees that and decides to jump in because this was to get, I think, a title
chance.
match
Yeah.
or whatever. This would have been like the setup, the beginning of going to that title match.
Yeah.
Whatever, like this would have kicked off the feud with Ric Flair, and they would have gone for like a year building up, going to this title match or whatever. But he froze in that moment. His brother had to step in and then bail him out, and that's when his dad was like, "You fucked up. You stepped in. Now you're the chosen one."
Yeah, the
Like,
dad
he
plays
demotes him.
favorites like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
bad. He just
He pins them against
straight
each
up
other.
tells them,
Who's the
like
favorite.
it's basically all toxic. And
Like he ranks them. He legitimately tells them the rank.
Another great thing on the movie, it could have easily just been torture porn, just like tragedy
Yeah.
porn, you
Yeah.
know. But it's so delicate.
Yeah.
In my eyes, it's so delicate. It's so well. It's such a
Because
like fine balance to get right,
Yeah.
and I think it gets it.
because like the thing is, like we're saying, like the dad was an asshole,
Yeah.
but they love their dad with all their heart. Like he puts them through so much shit, but they're like fighting for him and everything.
Everything.
They're like,
and
"Did
at
I
one
do
point,
good, Papa?"
it's funny too because like you mentioned it, America, like the mom, she doesn't really get that much to do in the movie. She's
No.
just like the mom. But you got to give props to the actress because the scene that she got, she fucking knocked it out of the park because it was so fucking gut wrenching. Because she's just like looking at like one of the third one dies. And she's just looking at her dress.
Yeah.
She can't. And she tells you so much just with a look.
yeah, because like she's like she doesn't get much, but I think like you said, kind of almost like by design, because she's being the wife of this dude. You see
Yeah.
how he treated.
Yeah.
You see how he treated his sons.
I think she
Yeah,
knows
she's-
it, but she doesn't.
She's
yeah.
just as hard as he is
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when they come to her,
But I think he was hard
for
on her,
anything- Yeah.
which
yeah.
isn't shown. But I
She's-
think it's
she's
implied.
like an appendage of him. Yeah.
Yeah, like because she's so quiet and reserved, and then she's always like at one point, one of the brothers goes and talks to her.
She
And
needs
then-
advice or something.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, mom, I need help." Or whatever. Like, no, that's why you have your brothers. Go talk to them.
She
like,
basically calls him the sissy. Like, why the hell would I want to know about your problems? Like,
yeah,
get out there with
like
your brothers.
she's like,
Super
she's not gonna
dismissive.
mom. She's not gonna
Yeah.
be doing any mom work. Like, it's literally go talk to your brothers. That's why they're there.
And they all died so young too.
Yeah.
Like 20, 25 maybe.
I don't think anybody made it past 30
Yeah.
at most. Right?
Yeah. All right, my next movie is called. Hold on, let me bring up my list. The Holdovers, and it's about Paul Giamatti. He's like this teacher in some like all boys. I don't know, like boarding school. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Where you send your kids, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like during Christmas where everybody goes back home, you know, for
The
their Christmas
non-magical
break,
Hogwarts.
right? And every year there's a couple kids that like don't have families, don't have anywhere to go, so they have to stay on campus. And one teacher gets assigned to like watch
Babysit
over
them.
them. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And
That's
this year, Paul Giamatti gets assigned to take care of him, and he's like a super hard ass. Like he like fails everybody, you know, unless they're like super perfect. You know, his life is only there at that school. He doesn't have a life outside of it. And there's one kid who's like really eager to go home, and at the end, his trip gets canceled, so he has to stay. So he stays, and then it ends up that all the other kids leave. So only that kid that doesn't want to be there, and Paul Giamatti gets stuck there, and a couple other staff members too. And the kid, he's like a troubled kid, you know. He doesn't like authority, you know. And the Paul Giamatti doesn't want to be around kids, you know. So naturally, they all fall in love. But no, it's a really nice movie. I'm in. Yeah.
cool.
This is the type of movie where you show your like in 2052, you know, you show your grandkids, you know, like, and you could tell them like, oh, this is what a movie was. Because it has a story, it has characters, it has arcs, you know, and it
like
has
nice movie.
it's a really really nice movie, you know, because they need each other, you
It's
know,
wholesome.
they're opposites, but
Wholesome.
they need each other, you know. The kid, he's very troubled, you know, he needs a father figure, and Paul Giamatti, he doesn't want that, but naturally it happens, you know.
Like he doesn't have kids.
You know, he doesn't have kids, he doesn't have life and all that, so they learn
Needs
from
to
each
soften
other.
up.
Nice.
You know, it's really nice.
That is a nice
Yeah,
movie.
it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. I don't know what else to say.
What's his name?
Yeah,
Giamatti.
yeah,
Giamatti?
great performance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I always
Yeah.
think he's cool in movies.
yeah, he's great,
Yeah,
and
so.
he's playing up every aspect of himself that always works. You know,
Mhm.
and this is good. It's just a good movie.
Good,
Yeah.
all right.
I wish I'd
Yeah.
gone to see it.
I know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we saw Thanksgiving instead.
No.
So.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Did anyone else watch?
No, but I was on the same boat. Like I wanted to watch it. I think I had like a reservation to go watch it, and I think something happened and I had to fucking cancel, and I just never was able to go.
I guess, to be fair to the movie, to elaborate a little bit more, the kid actor, apparently this is his first role, and they
Oh.
discovered him like
In
in
the
like
school.
some school theater
Yeah,
or some
I
shit,
think I
and
remember I heard that
he's
story.
like toe to toe with Paul Giamatti, and it's like,
Nice.
damn.
Oh, and
Wait,
who directed this? He did another movie.
Yes, he did other movies.
Yeah. Like we know. Like
I think I know he's famous.
Alexander Payne.
Yeah,
Who the hell is that?
that guy. I think he makes like dramas, right?
He
Like-
directed Election.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I guess he. Wait, yeah.
Because I was like, I remember
The Descendants. Is that him?
Descendants.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So you know that movie's good.
Yes.
Right?
yes.
It's just
Election
like
about
that,
Schmidt.
where it's like, this
Sideways.
is a good drama,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It feeds that drama bone that you want, you know? Yeah.
Okay.
There's no aliens. There's no fucking the world's not gonna end. Whatever.
Simple
You know?
and
It's just a story.
nice.
You know?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's good. Highly recommend it.
I'm gonna put on Thanksgiving again.
Damn it again!
I'm just gonna sit through it instead of
finally
The batteries die, so you can't change it. The control
Ow!
on the controls, you can't change it.
Next.
I've got Poor Things. Did anyone see Poor
I saw
Things?
it. Yeah.
Woo!
that is.
That's
Poor
the Emma
Things
Stone one.
features Emma Stone, Rami, and a bunch of other people.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, Willem Dafoe, yeah.
And the
It's
Hulk.
about Willem Dafoe is like a Frankenstein type who makes Emma's character. What's her name?
Bella.
Poor
Bella.
things.
Yeah,
Bella Baxter.
Poor. So he makes Bella from a body he found, and she's like a toddler. Basically, he has to like teach her how to, I don't know, be human. You know, she pees on the floor. Like developmentally, she's a child in every sense, and then she just kind of grows up. And that's the whole thing about the movie, is that she needs to discover how to be a person, how to be a woman. And that's kind of the whole thing. She goes on a little adventure. I don't know where I'm at.
They asked her. The director was like, "All right." No, Conan asked her, Emma, like, Hitler.
What?
What?
The Hitler thing.
Oh.
Hey,
Now,
Emma.
they tell me in your next movie, we get to see your butt.
Yeah, you do
Oh,
see all
yes,
of it.
yes. We do see a lot
Yeah.
of booty.
Everything.
Yeah, we see a lot of everything.
Everything, Gino.
Her sexuality basically is like what she uses to explore, which is why.
Well, she's technically growing up, so she's going through puberty.
Sure, yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's the only thing she uses, and that to me kind of is annoying. It does the movie I think is like half baked. They're like, oh, we've got this cool crazy idea. This will be fun. Let's go for it. And it just like is just a regular ass movie that just looks really cool and quirky. So to me, I'm an out. And I think I'm an out because like it's beautiful. The performances were good. But there's just not enough substance there for me. Like once they set up like she's a child and she's growing up, she needs to figure herself out. That's basically where it ends. And I don't think they used all of the supporting characters correctly. Like was it Jared Carmichael who she meets on a cruise? And some other lady. I thought those were very good characters
Those are the best
that
part of
could
the
have
movie.
helped her out a lot more in the movie. and we just leave him on the boat. So I mean, it's a cool looking movie. It's just kind of a little boring. Yeah. Anyone else?
I saw it. So it's funny because like I actually feel almost the exact same way, but I would land on the end.
Because of the nudity.
Yes. Although I don't know, it's kind of weird. No, I think this movie it's like Saltburn. My experience with Saltburn. It's so beautiful to look at because there's so much creativity going on, you know, and you have to admire all that. And the setup is great. I think you have this Frankenstein, you have the girl, right, and then she goes off on her adventure, right? So it's like, oh, cool. It's basically about like what it means to be a human, right? And what I took from this movie is what it means to be human is to masturbate and fuck a lot. And that's it.
Yeah.
Because once she discovers that,
That's
where it stays.
Yes.
And basically the movie, I think you said it, America, it doesn't have anything else to say but that. And that would be okay if it was like 45 minutes shorter, I think. Because I think the movie makes its point and it makes it again. Because basically, she's obviously an attractive girl, right? So every guy she meets kind of falls in love with her, right? And what happens is that they all fall in love with her, but they all kind of want to like just keep her in a little box, right? Like, oh, you're mine, you stay here, right? And she wants to explore the world. She wants to go out and be human, right? And that's fine. But it does that like so many times. And it's almost as if by the time it gets to the third act, where I was like in the Hunger Games, I was like, well, time to go home. It introduces a whole another thing just to say the same thing again.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did we an extra 45 minutes to say what we already said? When a movie does that, it's like our podcast, like when we just repeat it. It's like that's what keeps it to me from being like great. When like it's on a lot of top 10 lists. I think Emma's gonna win an Oscar. To me, that's what keeps it off. Is that it's a lot there. I think you said it's half baked. It's a lot there. It's very nice to look at, but it says what it has to say. And then that's it. It doesn't do anything else. And Emma, like, I like her a lot. And I give her a lot of credit, not just for the nudity, because, like, obviously if she hadn't signed off for this, this movie wouldn't have been made. And it's a lot, right? But to me, she is acting weird. She's not weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you.
You know? To me, the person who should have been that character... is that the Frankenstein from Birth Rebirth? Remember?
Oh yeah, damn.
That would have she would have fucking knocked that shit out of the park. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
because she's that like nervous,
she is,
awkward,
yeah.
like
she plays
curious.
that she is weird. You know?
Yeah.
And Emma is like, look at me, I'm weird.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, well, you're just saying that. You're not just weird,
Yeah.
you know? After she learns how to talk and fuck, she's just a regular person. You know? And that's really it, you know? You get to see her getting eaten out, which I've seen her twice now getting eaten out in this year, which I never thought that would happen, you know? And you see her in doggy style, you see her in all the positions, and that's the movie, you know? I mean,
it's the Kama Sutra.
That's the movie. Yeah. So I think that's what's disappointing
Like,
about
I
it.
want to watch.
The reason why I'm in is because it's like Saltburn. Like I enjoyed the ride because there's so much there, right, to look at, and it's kind of funny. I like the boat part. Because I think that's where the funny is, because she gives away the money, right?
Yeah.
They get into a little conundrum.
Yeah.
But like I said, it just goes on, and like we already said what you said. Like there's nothing new here.
Yeah.
So.
It's got a great thesis, and then the rest of the essay is just like.
Yeah. Ricardo?
Just so I won't do what the movie did.
So like I agree.
I
We
agree
repeated
with,
each other,
with
yeah.
both of them.
Yeah.
But I am an out on this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm the only in. That's crazy.
It does. It does look cool and it's pretty
Yeah.
funny, and I like Willem Dafoe and Rami, even though they were like random characters. I guess the characters are kind of funny, but I don't know. Especially,
It's like a nice
It's
theater.
yeah.
Like
Oh, remember, and it's
the
in black
sets
and white.
and all that. Yeah.
It's in black and
Yeah.
white, and it goes to color. But I didn't really like that. Like they just show the poor people for no reason, right?
Yeah, well, because that
Yeah, it
is
was-
something
it's
that
not saying
she's
anything.
starting
It's
to
not.
explore, right? but that's all
She
you
just goes
see.
back to the
Yeah.
dick.
Yeah.
Because I thought I thought it was gonna turn
She's
into
like, "Oh, it's time
something
to
like
suck
that.
dick."
Yeah, it literally
Dick
does.
o'clock.
Yeah, well, she literally says like, "Oh, we haven't fucked in a while."
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's
It's weird, but
Is she a teenage boy?
basically.
yeah. So it that's why I was like kind of, and then like the whole ending is so you're out already.
I
Like
was
I'm
out.
yeah. So
My ass was halfway in the air.
Much like Emma Stone.
Yeah. Then I had to sit my ass back down for the 45 minutes. I'm being really nice today.
yeah, you are.
It's new year, new you.
Yeah.
And I remember that's how I pitched it to people. I was like, oh, but she's naked, fully naked in this one. It's the only way they would watch it because I don't know how else to convince them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
It's cool though. It looks nice.
Yeah.
The nudity or the movie?
Everything.
All of it.
Yeah.
The whole movie's cool.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where it's a lot of craft there.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of the cinephiles are loving it. It's like, oh, it's wide angle lenses and all this shit, you know.
Yeah, I remember seeing that from like from the
But
trailer.
when you get down to it, it's like not another. You know, when you get a wing, you know, and there's not a lot of meat on it, you kind of have to suck it a little bit, like, you know.
Much like Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming because like you said, like,
It's just one of those things where it's like it's not as deep as maybe people are making it out to
Oh,
be.
maybe.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good way. To say
Yeah.
it.
Me next.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. I saw my next movie is Godzilla Minus One. This movie is about Godzilla
should have gotten the Godzilla. Grill.
doing subtraction.
He's doing math.
So it takes place.
I know.
Takes place right at the end of World War II, right? And it's about this kamikaze pilot who survived the war.
What the fuck?
So
And
he
goes
wasn't a
back home.
kamikaze.
No, and that's the thing. It's that, you know, because he was a kamikaze pilot, everybody knew when he comes back home,
He's like,
especially in
"You failed.
Japan,
You didn't do your
everyone's
job."
like, hey, man, you didn't do your job. So he has to struggle with that. And then Godzilla shows up and starts destroying Japan, you know? And through it, you know, he meets a woman, they have a family, because they...
Godzilla?
It takes place in... it takes place in Tokyo.
This is how you get Godzilla Jr.?
It takes place in Tokyo, so it's been like bombarded, right?
Yeah.
So they're rebuilding Japan and all that.
They're like, fuck,
Yeah.
not again.
And he meets a woman, and they take like basically a
Abandoned baby.
abandoned baby, and they
Oh,
raise
okay.
it. You know, they become a family, and it's about like Godzilla comes and destroys the city, and it's really about like the citizens kind of coming together. And like saying like we have to take care of this problem ourselves because the government, it's like a nice anti-government message because the government's not gonna like basically because you know in the war it goes back to the kamikaze pilot. They said no, you have to die for your country, dog. We don't care about life, you know. You have to die for the country. And when Godzilla comes and destroys the city, they say we have to band together because the government doesn't care about us, you know. We have to solve this problem. I am a super, super, super in on this movie. It is fucking mind blowing how good
You
it
could
is.
add the Godzilla
Yeah.
growl in there. To replace the
It's
in.
so good, man. This is what I wish. I love blockbusters. I love movies with explosions, sci-fi, and all that. But I understand that they get like watered down so much because, you know, they don't bother like having a story or anything like that. And this has that. This has the great set pieces, right? And it has the story. It has the characters. Like it has this thing of like it doesn't really get used anymore. It's called a screenplay. Because like there's themes, there's character arcs, like it's just so damn beautiful. And the thing I feel like, you know, you might say like, oh, we've been bombarded with like all these Godzilla movies recently.
Yeah, but this is
and
back
they've
to
all been bad.
basics, right?
I'm sorry, they've all been bad. And the reason why they're bad, the reason why
'Cause
the
they're
American
Americans?
ones are bad because they don't understand what Godzilla is.
Yeah.
Godzilla is a metaphor for the A-bomb, for the war and all that. And that's what this movie understands. And you see that, you feel that. And I wish Americans would stop making Godzilla because they don't understand and you would never understand, right?
We're
It's
just
impossible.
trying to cover it up.
Yeah,
That it's our
it's
fault.
basically an action movie, a generic action. This has action.
Yeah.
This has all that.
Well, the next one is
but
with
it's
freaking
just-
King Kong.
It's just so much. It's so great. You guys saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
Me.
Go ahead.
Another super duper in on this one. Everything you said is like it's true. Everything he was saying, like the character part of it. This movie is exact. Oh man, I don't know. Like it's weird because like I guess I never seen a Godzilla movie, only the American ones, right? So this is the first time I see an actual Japanese one, and this is what I was telling her, like character development, character, like it's there, you know, and you care about these people, and it's cool, and it's like really good story, and like, and Godzilla is like, it's not, I don't know how to explain. I don't know how the other ones are. I don't remember like.
Which ones?
Like Godzilla's like it's literally a monster.
It's
you know?
terrifying.
Yeah, it's like a scary thing. Oh my god, the scenes where they're in the boat and everything.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. This is a good movie. Like a really, really good movie. It's honestly one of my favorite ones of last year. So it's I don't know what else to say, but badass.
That's all I gotta say about that.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, I'm joining these guys in the in boat. We're all gonna fight Godzilla, and it is like a beautiful movie at the end of the day, because it does have everything that you guys said. It's got the character development, and it's more a story about Japan coming together and the family coming together, because they start off as like a platonic family, and then eventually they want to marry each other, right? Because like the guy, they don't like him at first because he's a failed suicide pilot, and so he's failed his country, and then he kind of rebuilds because he thinks of himself badly also because of that. He's like, oh, I failed everybody, like I can't be a good person, I can't rebuild this life. Like he just feels guilt, right? And through fighting Godzilla, he kind of regains his self-esteem and his life back.
It's awesome, though.
And it's like a really nice movie.
Yeah.
You think somebody dies at some point, and it gets cheesy at the end because they come back, but I don't even mind that because it was so good.
Yeah, and then remember what he says too, like because he's in I guess he's with this girl, right, the lady, but they're not married or they're not together or anything.
He's basically just doing it just to raise a child.
Yeah.
Like just.
And then she wants to get with him, but he's like
They
the
don't tell
war.
each
The
other.
war. What does he
My
say?
war isn't
My
over.
war isn't ended.
And dude, it's so.
He's so
dope.
ashamed. Of
He's
himself.
so
Yeah.
ashamed
Yeah.
of like fucking being a piece of shit. But
It's all about honor.
yeah, and honestly, it's fucking awesome. I think it's awesome.
The anti-government thing, like, it got me thinking, because they do say his army vet friends, the people who end up fighting Godzilla, they say, oh, the government's not going to do us. They don't care about us anyway. The Americans have, like, an eject button on their seats or something.
Yeah.
Is that why they were kamikaze pilots? Because they, like, legit didn't want to give them better planes or, like, develop anything
No,
else?
that was a
Or-
strategy.
Yeah.
Like,
they used their own planes as
so,
missiles.
I knew that, but
Yeah.
like, was it because they didn't want to?
Why did they have to go
Yeah, why-
down with
yeah,
the
why-
plane as
yeah.
opposed
They
to?
were expected to die for their country.
It's honorable.
Yeah, and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah. So they valued the country more than the person.
Yeah.
And that's the message of the movie. At the end,
They were
when
willing
say-
to sacrifice people.
It's a really beautiful speech one of the characters give. It said, like, during the war, we didn't value life. And now when we have to fight this other war against this monster, we are going to value life, and that's why we're going to win this. Like, it's honestly, that's why it's a metaphor, And that's why Americans shouldn't make Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
But even aside that, it has all the drama, it has great character arcs. But the set pieces are unbelievable. There's like this chasing in a boat. Like, it's fucking mind blowing.
yeah.
Really, really good.
It tops
Yeah.
anything in a fucking, like, I don't want to just sound like, oh yeah, the foreign films are better. But this movie is really great.
It actually is really suspenseful.
They have decades
Yeah.
of Godzilla
It
lore.
is super suspenseful when, like, they're on this rickety ass boat and they're like Mickey Mousing like weapons to try to kill Godzilla, who like regenerates anytime it gets harmed. And like, it's scary when you see that thing rise out of the ocean and you're just like, oh my god, they
Yeah,
are teeny
dude.
tiny. They've got, I think they're using mines, or what are they using? Like bombs
They're,
that were.
So the characters, their job is to go on a boat and deactivate old World War II
okay,
mines.
yeah.
But then they use them against Godzilla when they start getting chased, yeah.
Man, it's funny too because when he pops out for the first time in the beginning of the movie, I go to America. I'm like, you know, my biggest fear is, right? She's like, yeah, dinosaurs.
Kaijus?
I dude, they freak me out, you know, because it's so big.
Well, he's
I know
not a
you guys
dinosaur.
would like it though, so I
Oh,
highly,
for sure.
highly
For
recommend
sure.
No,
it.
I've heard good things about it. Like,
Yeah.
You guys
more or
would
less
love
around
it.
what you guys are saying too, where it's just like, yeah, this is like mind-blowingly good
Yeah.
for being a Godzilla movie, following all these Godzilla movies and stuff.
I think it's
Yeah.
just our warped
Yeah.
perception because
No,
of the
because we
bad
just see
American movies.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought it was like a sequel to the other Godzilla.
No,
that
that
came
one's
out
still
during the pandemic.
that one's still coming.
So I didn't want to see it
I know.
until someone else
Yeah.
was like, "No, it's like really like more of a family
Yeah, I
movie."
seen-
And I was like, "Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Did you look up? Did you look
Al
up? What,
Bundy,
Tim,
no,
Tim
Tim
Allen,
Allen."
yeah.
did you look up the meaning of the -1?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
Oh, go.
Because Japan after the war was already devastated, so it's 0. So when Godzilla comes and destroys it even more,
No.
it's
minus
it,
-1.
it sets them
Yeah.
back
Awesome.
even
It's
more.
fucking
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
That was
So
clever.
yeah,
That was
super,
clever.
really, really great movie.
They
It was
take their
on
time, bro.
on one of my best of the year.
Yeah.
I posted it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Did anyone watch Ferrari?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I got mixed feelings about that one.
You saw it?
No, I haven't seen it. I just
Oh,
said
okay.
I'm talking from when I saw the trailer. Sorry.
He had flashbacks too.
It's time to take
Yeah.
That's actually why I went to see the movie, because I was like, it's got such similar vibes to Gucci. Like, I know it's gonna be the same level of ridiculous. Like, it's gotta be bad good, you know. And honestly, I was kind of disappointed. Like, Robert, you're gonna have to tell us what this was about, because I'm not sure.
So Ferrari, it's about the
Ferrari.
guy who
Enzo.
made the company. Yeah, Enzo Ferrari. He started off, I think, as like a stock car racer or something, and then during the war, he started making cars, and he built a really successful company. But this movie is specifically at a time where the company is kind of in peril. They don't have a lot of money because he just likes to race. He
Yeah, I
doesn't
remember
like to
Ford
sell
versus
car-
Ferrari.
Yeah. It actually slightly before that.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? 'Cause-
yeah.
Yeah, because there was the whole part where Fiat. He was talking to
So
Fiat.
that's
and
even
stuff.
before that.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
so
but
this
it
is
does
even
kind of allude to that.
Oh, okay.
So his company is gonna go bankrupt if he doesn't sell more cars. But in order to sell more cars, he has to win races so people could like the
Yeah.
cars, right? That's what the movie's about. Oh, should I go? Sorry.
No, go.
Yeah, this movie is kind of weird because I did kind of go into it the same way, and I did kind. It's Michael Mann.
Michael
Who,
Mann.
if you know who he is, he's made fucking like 8 masterpieces, you know. So it's like, oh, cool. It feels like he's coming back, you know. And this movie, I think it's the equivalent of that physics thing, you know, that Schrodinger's cat, where it's like if you put it in a
Yeah.
box, like it's
it
either
dead
dead
or
or
alive?
not, you know, until
Yeah.
you look at it. Because like I was watching this movie. And I was like, wow, this is a really interesting story. And then I would like drift off and like be like bored, you know. And then something else would happen and go like, oh, that's compelling. And then I would just not care. And then when the racing happens, I was like, oh, this is really cool. But then it's not
Yeah.
at the same time. Like I don't feel anything. So because of that, I think I have to land on out.
Whoa.
Because there's just something, it's there, like
thought you were
because
gonna be like
his
that,
wife owns half of the company and he's trying to sell it, but he needs her permission. So that's like really interesting,
He's
right?
got a whole side
he
family.
has a whole side family. I was like,
Oh,
wow,
man,
that
he's got a
should
side
be interesting.
piece?
But then it's not, and you're like wondering, like, why isn't this interesting when it should be? You're like, it's like if you see like I don't know, like a burger that looks good and then you bite into it and it's not good, and you go, well, it looks so good. Why doesn't it taste good? You know. So this is weird. Like it just wasn't.
So the
like
premise
that
is
good.
there, but the execution was
Yeah,
off?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's weird.
You know
I'm
what?
telling you, it's like
I-
the cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I kind of because I felt like when
And
I
it's
was,
not bad good or anything. Yeah. Yeah.
because
It's just
I felt like it was like I needed something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Something to grab onto because like the story's there, like the little situations, whatever. But it's just
It's just not deep. Like it's kind of.
I don't know.
It's not about
Oh.
depth.
no, I don't know.
I don't know. It's like I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out what it's a fucking cat. I don't know if it's good or bad. Like,
But I'm an out on this one.
Yeah, like what is it missing? What was it?
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I know because of that, I can't recommend it.
Yeah, because it could be boring, even though some stuff is interesting. It's just
Needed Lady Gaga, I think.
because the races, like the race was pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
But you're kind of, I don't know. I guess
And
characters.
it's not.
Yeah.
At the same
why
time.
not? Why not?
America,
You know.
some perspective, please.
I mean, I had you explain the movie because I don't even know what it was about. Like, and then you
Yeah.
explained it. I was like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But it just, this is like a facade of a movie. You
Yeah.
know, you go to Disneyland and you see that wall
Yeah.
that's like the horizon and all that.
Yeah.
There's something there, but
It's not real.
When you get there, it's
You
not.
know?
It just doesn't feel like
Illusion.
genuine,
Yeah.
authentic, or anything.
Illusion. It's a hologram of a
Yeah.
movie. I don't know. It's I think I have to delete it. Because it's so slow and like they said, it's interesting and then it's not. I would turn to Ricardo and be like, "What did they just say?" You know, because I missed it because I was like,
that was a bad
wandering
Italian
off.
accent.
Yeah, and he'd be like, "Blah blah blah," and I'd be like, "Oh well, I don't care about that."
He's all car goes
It-
vroom.
There's nothing compelling about it because you're supposed to feel one way or another about the two families, right? Penelope Cruz is wife one who owns half the company, and she just looks like she hasn't showered in about a year. I think that's all that her character does and is there for. And then the other wife is what's her name?
That girl.
Shailene Woodley
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. That girl.
And I think they
The
tried
one
to
that got
they tried to make
edited
her
out of a Spider-Man movie.
they try to make her Lady Gaga in
She doesn't even
Gucci,
try
where
with
they
the
get
accent,
where
too.
they get they have sexy time
It's
on the
time to
desk
take
or
out the
whatever.
trash.
Oh
At
yeah.
work, yeah, they do that.
Oh, Penelope does that.
Oh, was that her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
See, it's not even interesting enough to remember who's getting fucked.
At least important things you knew.
The only time that I cared to pay attention to anything was at some point, you know, the wedlock kid, he's been asking for an autograph from this one racer. And finally, towards the end of the movie, right before it gets exciting, he finally gets him the autograph. And I was like, oh, something's about to happen. Let me pay attention. You know, I put my thinking cap on. And then I'm like, oh, this is boring. It's just like, vroom, 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 vroom. But, like, not even that exciting. For some reason, we're talking, like, amongst racers. And then something giant happens, and I was like, oh, shit. Like, literally, I screamed in the theater.
Oh, here's the thing.
People
Here's
die,
the thing. Here's
but-
another thing too, because the whole time you're kind of thinking. Well, this is what I was thinking now. If I can remember, where it's like something's coming, in every scene. Like so, like let's say like the Penelope Cruz goes to that girl's house. So I was like,
yeah.
oh, something's gonna happen.
Oh, yeah.
Something's gonna happen. You're waiting for something to happen, and everything just keeps getting like brushed off,
Yeah.
and it's not exciting. But then in this case, something actually does happen, right?
Yeah.
And that like I guess the movie was so like this, where this situation. like,
It's
this-
also very sudden.
yeah.
You're
and
just
it's
kind of
so
like,
fucking-
Yeah.
you're in a lull. You're
It's
kinda
almost
just
from another
watching,
movie.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Your eyes are
Like,
glazed over.
This big
And then,
accident happens
boom, it kills
during
a
the
bunch
race.
of people.
That I started yelling at the fucking theater. I was like, oh my, holy shit! I was like,
That
did
was
he
a lot
win?
of gas.
I think he lost.
I think he lost. I think it was also Ricardo in the movie. It was like, is he okay?
They literally show him like in the air, fucking like ragdolling, like exploding on a fucking rock or some shit. It's kind of comical.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
and that's the funny thing
Yeah.
that it's not good. The CGI
Yeah.
is not great.
No, it's, like, all
you know,
wobbly,
it's
yeah.
very cartoony. It kind of looks
But
like
yet the movie's so serious.
Roger Rabbit
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh,
Eyes guy,
yeah, yeah.
You know,
It's
That's
all
kind of what he
rubbery.
looks-
Yeah.
it looks like
Oh,
that.
God.
But it also is very effective. It was like traumatized me. Like it's just like boom, here you go.
I think
and then after that, it gets boring
yeah.
again.
I think to kind of like not dumb down our reactions to the movie. I think what it is that there's nothing. Yes, there's a good premise. Obviously, like we've seen Ford vs Ferrari, that's good, right? But there's nothing taking you, the audience, through it. Right? There's nothing where you could connect to, or like, oh, I'm gonna go through that character's eyes to feel the story rather than just see what's happening. Like, you know?
Oh, you know why?
Um,
I think it's because the Ferrari character sucks. I think he's like a
Yeah,
wild-
he shouldn't have been the main character.
Yeah,
There should have been
Ferrari.
somebody else
Should we
taking you
follow
through.
one
I
of
don't
the
know.
drivers?
I don't know. It's
I
just
think-
it's
or
like
the kid, because he was so eager. He loved the company. He loved the racing because
Yeah.
of his dad. So
something.
I.
There
but-
we
It's
gotta-
like we said.
gotta
There's
look at that.
something there, But then when you get into it, there's like it's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fucking it's so weird. Like so yeah, I'm an L. Yeah, I'll make this one quick. Take it back a little bit. This one's called Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget. Did anybody watch it?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I
So if
need
you didn't
to.
know, this is a sequel to the Chicken Run movie that came out like fucking 30 years ago. Yeah, with Mel Gibson. Yeah, and this is a Netflix movie.
Mel Gibson comes out.
No,
again.
no, it's
Oh.
almost a brand new cast. I think other than some of the main characters. So this movie picks up years after they escaped, right? They're on the little island thing, right? And they have a little daughter right now. And she is kind of the opposite of them because she grew up in this like enclosed environment and she wants to explore, right? So basically in the last one, they had to break out.
Yeah.
And this one, the little daughter leaves and she gets trapped.
Oh no.
So now they had to break in to
get her
a
out.
compound to get her out. I love this animation studio. They made Wallace and Gromit. I love Chicken Run. So like, but then like I was like, Netflix didn't even tell anybody that they made this. Like it was
Why?
just there
I
one day.
know.
Why?
You know, like such little
She told
fanfare.
me. I didn't even know.
You know, and I was like, but I was like, oh shit, I'll watch it. You know, because it's fucking Chicken Run. So I'm in. It has everything that you want from these movies, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because it's on Netflix or there was no promotion and I didn't see it in theaters. I feel like I was missing something, or maybe I'm just old now. You
There's
know,
just no one to talk to
Like,
about it.
yeah,
just so removed?
it felt so sad. Yeah, you felt like removed from it, but it is a nice movie. Everything's there. You know,
Oh really?
it's just I don't know. There was
Maybe it would
something.
have been better in the big screen.
Yeah, I love Wallace and Gromit. I love Chicken Run.
Penguin,
you know?
man.
Yeah.
The penguin's so iconic.
It's so good. And this one, I don't think I loved it as much as those, but it's still there. The artistry's still there. Everything's
And
still
the
there.
story's there. Too.
Story was there. So yeah, I kind of sound negative, but yeah, it did. I just wish it wasn't on Netflix.
I
Yeah.
completely
Me too,
forgot.
because
Yeah.
of their stupid password sharing thing.
Yeah.
Now we don't have Netflix, and I love Chicken Run. That was like
Yeah.
my favorite movie when I was like in fucking kindergarten or something. So I was
Yeah.
like so excited when I first heard about it. I think I saw it on
You were,
Instagram,
like 13.
but I forgot about it.
Yeah,
I was just thinking,
watch it if you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pirate it.
This was like 19 when the movie came out. Chicken Run.
Dang, well, I'm sorry.
No,
I was
it's so funny. I was
still in the
thinking,
egg.
I was thinking about it. I was like,
You
oh
were
yeah.
there with the chickens.
Like I was a kid, like this would be good for me, you know. And I was like, wait a second, I was a kid when that movie came out. Now this movie is for the kids
2000.
of the parents who were kids when the first movie came out. It's the longest
yeah.
fucking thing,
Damn.
you know.
Still for us though, because we
Yeah.
didn't have kids.
Yeah.
So the movie Chicken Run came out in 2000.
Oh, I literally was in kindergarten then.
24 years ago.
I was 13.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Didn't I say that?
I was
Oh,
12.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, I recommend it.
Mm,
We gotta
okay.
say anything more. Can move on.
I'm gonna hop on my pirate ship to watch that. Did anyone watch Anyone But You?
Yes.
What is that?
It's Sydney Sweeney and
Glenn
Hawkeye.
Powell.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
the guy from Top Gun.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh, Woosa.
This movie's about like two people who hooked up, but like didn't want to tell each other that they were amazing and they wanted to marry each other.
Oh.
They get reconnected on a vacation, I think.
Oh no, wedding, destination wedding.
Destination wedding.
Yeah.
No
Because
way.
each person knows one of the wedding party people. So they show up on a beautiful island or something, I don't know. And
Australia.
oh, Australia, so not
That's
beautiful.
an island.
Scary.
What's an island?
The continent.
And this scary place with big spiders. And they want to make each other's ex jealous to get back with them, I think.
Yes.
And hijinks ensue. I think I'm deleting this movie.
Oh.
It wasn't really funny. It didn't really feel like anything was connected. Like the first I don't know, half an hour or something was like, okay, they're talking when they're technically on film. Like, why isn't this working? There just was no chemistry for me.
Which is weird because everybody's been
okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I think that's all I have to say about this movie. Robert?
Oh,
Or
me?
Ricardo? I don't know.
I'll go before because he's
Okay,
gonna
go
probably
ahead.
switch it up. I'm also a delete.
Deleted.
It was my choice. I thought, oh, rated R movie,
pretty girl,
pretty
So,
girl,
let's go watch it.
comedy, hot guy, comedy, and I was like, okay, like I'm with it. Like, you know, it's a Saturday night, right? Or I don't know, like a Friday night or something. Get some drinks, watch it. Might be funny, and it starts off so bad for me. It was so bad, like not funny at all, that I was like, oh shit. Okay, I'm sorry. You know, I go to like I did it again. Here we go. You know, because I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna watch the whole shit. But yeah, like I to me, I didn't find it funny at all. Like I didn't find it funny at all. And it's a comedy, and you're supposed to make me laugh, and like that's it. That's a problem, no? When you don't find it funny. So.
Yeah. I was actually really eager to see this movie. You know?
It's pretty girl.
Yes, pretty girl, yes. And you know, I like rom-coms, and you don't get a lot of these in theaters anymore. So I was like, okay, you have. It felt like
watch the Hallmark.
It felt like the '90s, where you like, oh, you get two red hot actors, both in their career and physically, right? And you're just gonna market the movie, and you can make it about them, right?
Just pretty people.
You want to see them fall in love,
for
right?
2 hours.
I wanted to go in there, turn my brain off, and just like, let's go, right?
Yeah.
I've seen all the rom-coms.
You know all
like,
the
you
tropes.
know what's gonna happen, but I just want it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm here for it. So I think that's where the movie's kind of disappointing, or it's like, I'm eager. You have the audience in the palm of your hands. Like, give me just a little bit. What's disappointing is that it felt like, yes, these actors, you know, she's red hot from Euphoria, he's coming off of Top Gun, you know, it's like, yes, let's get these two in a movie where they fuck and we'll make a lot of money. And like it seemed like, oh yeah, we got them on board. Let's look in our drawer and scripts and take one from the 1990s and just add some Twitter hashtags, you know, and make it. And it's like, that's disappointing to me.
Yeah.
It's like, why, you know, I was here, you know?
Yeah.
You guys mentioned the chemistry. It's so weird because you know, we covered it where I work, because like they were putting out videos and stuff, and people thought they were hooking up. And, you know, you saw it in their Instagram videos, like, holy shit, like this is some real chemistry.
Married?
Yeah, and then you watch the movie and you're like, where was the chemistry? Like, there's nothing here. Like what happened? And it's so weird. Even the movie is weird because like it starts off kind of like a screwball comedy. She's kind of a klutz, you know.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, you know,
Yeah.
she's not. It's
Where'd
not
that
that
go?
funny.
Like-
But then it just disappears like 20
Where'd that
minutes
go?
in, and then it just becomes this generic movie, and it's like. There's like apparently like it's supposed to be like a Shakespeare adaptation.
Yeah, it is.
But in the most
So
thin
Shakespeare
way,
would be rolling in his
and
grave.
it's just like you're baffled. Like what? Nothing's working.
Nothing's working.
So I'm gonna be nice and be a very low out.
He is nice.
What's
the only
keeping
thing
you- yeah.
that keeps me in is that literally everybody in this movie is so good looking. But that was a problem too, because I was watching this movie. Even
distracting.
the side characters, I didn't know whether to keep paying attention or just start fucking jerking off. I was like,
You weren't arrested, so I
shit, I'm in the
think
theater.
yeah. But it's just at the end of the day, it's really disappointing because like you know what's gonna happen, and that's fine, right? I've
Yeah.
seen movies that are formulaic, but they could still be effective. It's just that they didn't try, and it's just again, I was eager. You know, all you had to do was right. Just a little bit, just get us more invested into their relationship. You have that mad dash at the end, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it kind of turned into a movie at the end.
Yeah.
Sort of. They're like, oh, well, now we have to wrap it up. And they do better than they did, like, starting off.
I don't know. I didn't like
But-
that either. But I know that there was a point where they're like together now and they like each other, And then you know how every rom-com they have to hate each other again or something is like revealed. So it's like, how could you?
The misunderstanding. Yeah.
And then I look at the time and I'm like, what the fuck, man? What? Hurry up! Like we still need to get to that point. Yeah. So I was done, and like honestly, I didn't find it funny, and like the reason they hated each other was so dumb too. So it was kind of, yeah.
Our theater was horny though.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh.
It was packed.
Was
The
Robert
lady-
in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I went. I mean, look,
Literally, the audience would be like,
Tell me in your next movie.
like
Get
they're
to
like,
see your
you
part.
get to see ass, both of
they're
their asses.
squeaking.
Yeah.
There's a couple next to me. I don't know where they're from. They wouldn't shut the fuck up the whole movie. I was like, there's really not that much to talk about. Like, there's not even anything to say here. Literally, anytime they would kiss or hug on screen, take a picture. They'd start recording, and then it'd be like they're about to hook up, and the guy's like, "Yeah!" Like literally, dude.
They were in
and
it.
then the entire theater was like, "Ah!" So that was a little entertaining, but that was the
But
audience, not the movie.
It was so weird because like he was good in Top Gun, she's good in Euphoria and all that. Both of their performances so flat here.
Yeah, it's
I
because
mean,
they
there's
didn't
no
have anything.
writing.
Yeah.
So,
And
you
plus,
know.
maybe because
Don't
they're
bring
not
up
funny.
Shakespeare.
They're not funny. Maybe they're not comedian. Like they're not
Well,
supposed
but
to. Be.
there's no writing, so they're probably just like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this uninspired thing? Whoever the director is not great, obviously.
Well, he also
so-
co-wrote it.
Well,
Yeah,
there
that's
you
what it
go.
is.
And
It's
Danny
like not funny.
McBride.
Dude, what's it called? In the beginning, where she's like clumsy or whatever. You know how it went away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, it's just like a peace stain. But I was thinking like, oh,
Yeah, I was like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, just come
Yeah.
out like, oops.
what's going
Yeah.
on? Like,
That could have
this
been
ain't
a
the
joke,
90s.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It could have been a joke of like, oh, you peed yourself, you had to go that bad or something. Like it could, you know, they could have
It's
written
not
their way
bad.
out of
You
it.
know,
but
you
no.
know what
Like
this,
that.
you know what this movie is. I'm gonna go off on a little tangent here, but I swear it makes sense. Where I work, and you guys have done this too. We edit like 2 to 3 videos a day, right? Multiply that by 5 days a week, and the whole year, that's hundreds of videos, right? And every time I get a new one, I always in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I want to make this really good. You know? I want to make this really compelling, you know? But then, like, work kicks in and, like, the grind kicks in. You get fucking lazy. And you have, like, a bin full of stuff that, like, transitions that you know work and
And it
music
could
that
be
you know
good.
work. And you just do it generically just to get it out the door, right?
Yeah.
This movie is a version of that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, they got the bare bones, the rudimentary script, and just got it out.
Yeah.
Right? And when you see shit like that, because everybody does that, right? In their life, you know, everybody kind of like when not all your work is your best work, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it sucks when you see it at this level because
Yeah.
like this is the highest level and they're still resorting to that.
Yeah.
You know, it's really disappointing when you see something so half-assed, you
Dude,
know? And it's
yeah.
like, ah, man, I was there. You had me. You had me. If you want to see it better, I went home.
Oh, here
I
we
was
go.
just so disappointed. You want to see a better rom-com with Glenn Powell on Netflix? It's called Set It Up.
Set it up.
And that one, actually, the characters have chemistry. and
It
it's
actually
funny.
gets set up.
Yeah. And you actually want them to fall in love, you know?
Which was Set It Up? Is it new?
It's on Netflix. It's not at theaters. It's on Netflix.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is. I think it's that because they got the 2 actors. They put them.
Yeah.
On
No,
the
there's
face.
just no writing.
Remember
What is there
they
for
make
them
fun of
to
them?
perform?
Nathan made fun of them, right? With the
Oh
curse.
yeah,
Oh,
they had
yeah.
the same trailers or a little
Oh, yeah.
promo.
I wish they had put the creativity that they put into those little promos into the movie. It would have been great. Yeah.
I know, what a weird like.
It
Why do
didn't
they
matter.
know
They were
each
trying
other?
to
What's going on
Barbenheimer.
here?
They were trying to Barbenheimer.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like what opposites? You know, like.
Well, they were
I mean,
trying
I
to
guess
Barbenheimer.
Barbie and
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
look-
sucks.
Looking at the director, it's kind of a weird mix of stuff. Because he did Easy A and Friends with Benefits. And then like a couple of his...
So he's just the rom-com guy.
Oh.
No, because this is where I say it's kind of weird. He did Annie, Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway, and then this movie.
Mm.
well,
That's very nice. All right. I guess I'll go next.
Yeah.
My next movie is another Netflix movie. It's called Maestro.
I saw that.
It's actually Maestro. Right? I just can't say that word, right?
Which one?
Maestro.
It's I think they're
Maestro?
supposed to go. Yeah, Maestro.
Yeah. Anyways,
Technically, it's Maestro because it's fucking Latin.
so Bradley Cooper plays this famous conductor. What's his name? Leonard Bernstein?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Fuck.
Watch the movie.
No.
Oh, you're gonna get the music?
Well, I was gonna use the REM clip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 'cause he-
Leonard Bernstein.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the end, it's the end of that song.
Yeah.
That little pause where he says Leonard Burton. That's
Yeah.
this is the movie's based on that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He,
like when
he
I
did the music for West Side Story.
yeah.
He's really famous, right? So it's a story about his life, right? And he was a closeted gay man, right? But he married a woman, and obviously they lived the life, in secret or whatever. This movie it was directed by Bradley Cooper. This is like this passion project, right?
Whoa.
It's very beautiful. I could tell this guy knows how to compose a scene, but it's just so empty.
Oh
No.
no.
It's so hollow, and it's just nothing there. It's just, this movie feels like every scene feels like, those clips in the Oscars and they go like, this guy's nominated and they show a little clip. That's what this movie is. Every scene is that.
It is very Oscar.
And it's just so, it ends up being a vanity project and I wouldn't mind that if there was something there.
Damn.
And it's just like, you've heard of Oscar bait, but this is like, Oscar, look at me, look at everything I'm doing, look at my nose.
It's an Oscar masturbate.
So I'm gonna have to delete this.
Whoa! All the way
All the way down,
Jesus.
because that's what disappoints me the most.
What was
Is
bigger,
that-
his nose or your
Like,
disappointment?
that nose is pretty big, dog.
Yeah, it wasn't working.
It's just so disappointing because like you get to the end and his wife ends up getting cancer
Yeah.
and there's like a nice little scene and you're like, oh, there's actual human emotion here. And like, why wasn't this the whole movie? It's literally every scene is just establishing shot and then they start acting like oh dad, like, but you're gay, but I love you, and that's every scene. And I've seen movies about characters where the guy is gay,
Closeted.
he's trying to live a normal life, where it's done so effectively, right? But this movie just it's all superficial. It's just nothing there, and it's just so disappointing. And I was bored.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was really bored. So, yeah, I was being nice until this.
Dude,
Yeah.
complete delete.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll be nice and give it that out.
Yeah.
But I think I can kind of agree with what you said.
Is
Like,
it long?
It's pretty long.
I forgot. Yeah, I think it's probably like 2+ hours. Probably just slightly over 2 or 2.5. Yeah, because like, one, I don't know who the person is.
Neither did I, yeah.
To kind of compare or whatever, because like, I will agree where it kind of feels baity because like, it's Bradley Cooper. Like, it just seems like a caricature of a person.
Yeah.
Because it's so
It
over
never
the
dives-
top.
Yeah.
Like like their character's so over the top. Like, on top of it, it doesn't help that it takes place in like 1940 something or whatever like that. So he's got that accent, that twangy. They're like, hey, like kind of thing.
No way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a lot of that, like that old school, like the accent that you was it that you would think
like
about like
radio
during that time.
announcer.
Yeah.
Mm.
Whatever. So like, and he's like, so yeah, over the top or whatever, fast talker and all that stuff, New Yorker kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, because like he's like, the whole story is like him wanting to be the first American like world like known composer.
Is that
That's
what
what-
it's about?
Well, that was at the beginning of it. Yeah, like that was his whole goal, to be like the first American like composer like that's well known and all that stuff. And like his break was somebody in like, I think it was like the New York Philharmonic or
Oh,
something
yeah,
like
they
that.
got called out sick or something.
Got called out sick, so
Yeah.
he was the understudy. He gets called in and blows everybody's mind or whatever, and they're like, oh my god, where has he been hiding this whole time? So he kind of he gets fame based off of that, and like he grows, then he did a lot of musical theater and stuff, like that New York song, whatever, everybody knows, the Frank Sinatra, like I think from the Broadway play or whatever, he wrote that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's another claim to fame of his. And then he gets West Side Story and all that stuff, like all that music. So he's like, we know his work without knowing that we know his
Yeah,
work and
yeah.
stuff. Because like during the movie, we're like, oh, I didn't know that was him and stuff. But yeah, so like there's this whole thing as he's trying, his fame gets big or whatever. He gets known everywhere. He's famous, whatever. And then he's a closeted gay man because at this point it's, you know,
So
frowned
it's
upon and
about
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wish it was about that.
Like it's very vanity.
It's all superficial, yeah.
Because it, like I said, like it's like woe is
Let me
me
make
and all
you
that
cry
stuff.
Here.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
do this.
Yeah, because it doesn't get cryy until the end, like towards the end where like she, you know, gets cancer or whatever. Because like, yeah, he starts getting sloppy and stuff, and then like people start seeing more of that he's gay or whatever, and that kind of creates a rift between him and his wife. Because like
That's literally the last 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh,
Oh
no.
man.
It's like you were interesting, you know, and like Gio said, he has this voice in the beginning, like, "Oh, I'm Leonard Bernstein. Oh, I compose music."
yeah,
and then
it's
at the
legitimately
end,
like that.
At the end, he kind of like, I don't know if it's the prosthetics or something, but he just sounds like he has a cold all the time. He's like, "Music is."
Yeah, he tried to age it up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I felt like it was a piece of cheese. I wanted to eat it. You know? Like, I just never liked prosthetics in the movie, you know, and this just doesn't work. And you're staring at it the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like if this is 3D without 3D. Like if I would have seen this in IMAX, like Oppenheimer, like dog, that shit would have been more powerful than the bomb, dude. Like that's how big it was. Like,
Oh,
and then I
damn.
looked up a picture of him. It wasn't that big.
It's
Like he's
yeah.
exaggerating. You know that scene in The Simpsons where they're painting horses,
Oh, yeah.
and they go like, "Why are you painting horses?" Like, "Oh, you got to use horses for cows because cows don't look like cows on film." Like that was the nose. Like, "Oh, Jews don't look like Jews on film. You got to use big noses."
Because Bradley Cooper without it is probably
That's
gonna
what
hurt.
that's insulting.
Yeah.
The movie,
That's
you
what,
know?
that was the whole like that was the whole kind of backlash at the like and it's just like, why are you overdoing
You
it?
could have
Like,
just told me I'm Leonard Bernstein. Okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
Let's go to the movie.
like
You know?
the dude
Yeah.
is like the dude isn't known for having a big nose. It's not like let's say like Salvador Dali with like his mustache or something.
literally
Like it
Jaws.
wasn't a feature.
Like every time he came on the screen, he was like, "Dum, dum." You come on the edge of the screen. The fact that I'm joking like this tells you how uninteresting the movie was.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's
You
the
know?
thing. You know how like you guys are saying that I guess his acting was overacted.
Like it just seemed like over
No,
the top.
it's just like look at me,
Yeah.
look. I'm. It's so
Yeah.
tragic, you know.
So
It's
then maybe that's.
it wasn't even
no,
that like that much tragedy. Like it wasn't like it doesn't really like dive deep into like okay like
It
the whole
does-
thing
it
like
doesn't,
they're
yeah.
like the whole thing is like the man is living a double life. He's living the public life of him as a straight man with his wife
Yeah.
while being a closeted or not closeted but like you know, keeping his gay life, you know, on the
Secret,
DL.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like if there was more like a torture kind of thing, like I can't
Have
be
you seen-
myself or
have
whatever.
you
and all
seen
that
The
stuff.
Imitation Game?
No.
The one
Oh,
about the
yeah.
computer?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
is
is compelling.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's the same
About
thing.
hidden
Yeah, 'cause-
gayness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like there's no like oh man, if there was a world where I can actually be myself, like almost like a tortured soul kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's no human
Yeah.
emotion.
Yeah.
It's all just superficial.
Yeah, because like because like a majority of the time it's like him having a fun time or whatever.
Yeah.
So like and then it's just like he's doing another dude. Like the one that had a better performance was the wife.
Yeah.
Like her performance was a lot better. Like hers was actually more emotional than his. Like his was just like he should be more leaning towards the like I can't be myself kind of thing. But it's just kind
Just
of
make us feel something.
yeah.
And you don't. It's so disappointing. But yeah, it's gonna get nominated for a bunch of Oscars.
You think so?
Yeah.
I looked at the pictures because, like, the comparison. Bradley could have just fixed
He
up his
could have
hair.
just done it, yeah.
Yeah, he could have just
He
fixed up
literally
his
did
hair.
not
Yeah.
need anything.
Yeah, he
That's what I
looks.
said, like-
his nose is kind of the same size as his in
Yeah.
a way.
Yeah, there's like
It's
it was
so it's mind blowing. Yeah. Like,
yeah, because like they had said that like he only went for the nose just so they're like, oh, he's Jewish.
yeah.
Like that was it.
That's the only reason I heard of the movie.
Yeah.
Because they were like, "Have you seen the nose on this guy?" And
Yeah.
that's
They're
not
like
even
it's
what
kind
he
of
looked like.
offensive.
They
Yeah.
said
'Cause it's overly
Golden
big.
Globe joke was about Saltburn and saying, "Oh, I liked your dick on the movie," and then I liked it so much that when I watched that movie, the Maestro one.
Oh,
They were like, I kept seeing it in fucking Bradley Cooper's face.
the nose was as big as.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could probably kind of pass on it, even though
It's crazy.
it is gonna get nominated for a bunch of stuff because it is that
saved-
Oscar baity.
That one, because it's Netflix, right?
Yeah,
That one saved me because if it was on in theaters, I would have watched it.
same. Like I was like, man, I've only seen one movie. I need to watch something. What's on the, like for streaming or whatever? And I saw Maestro, and like it has gotten a lot of
Yeah.
like
And,
buzz and
Stars
stuff or
Born,
whatever.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
So.
So, but yeah, it was just There's nothing much to it.
We went to a surprise.
It's called
Screening.
Screen Unseen.
What is it called?
Screen Unseen.
Yeah,
Oh.
AMC apparently does a thing
Yeah.
where you just buy a ticket to who knows what.
Oh, they have that for horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what did we think we were watching? The Book of Clarence, I think.
Cause
Oh, yeah.
It said PG-13. It's at the time, and I was like, oh, I'm guessing this one. You know.
Yeah, I was like, oh, a comedy, nice.
Yeah.
But
Bum,
We
bum,
ended up
bum.
watching. I think the movie's name is Origin. It's
oh,
about the
I know.
author,
Yeah, I saw the
Ava
trailer to this.
DuVernay,
Yeah,
Oh,
about
yeah.
a lady who writes a book about the caste
Racism?
system. Yeah, not
Yeah.
racism, caste.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not race. We just all hate each other because we're poor and poorer than other people.
Ah.
yeah, because like it goes
It
into.
looked really nice.
It goes
It looked
into
like
like
it looked
like
like a
the
Hallmark
cinematography.
movie. It looked like a Hallmark movie
Really?
to me. Yeah. I feel like the movie is like, well, I guess her own personal relationship with her husband, who is white. She's a black woman. Her husband's white. I guess that has to do with the overall theme of the movie, that like we separate each other too much. You know, go make a black friend, go make a white friend. Stop being so prejudiced about that. You know, stop dividing yourselves and come together. Damn. And I get that's like I guess a good message, right? But it's just so involved in her personal life, and I just was not into it. It seemed really long to me. Was it? I don't
It was
even
like
know.
2 hours.
135 minutes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ew.
I think I might delete it.
Wow.
Oh, damn. Deleted.
I don't really remember anything that stood out to me. I don't know. What do you think, Ricardo?
I'm an out on this one. I guess the topic, like the casting thing or whatever, and what the movie, I guess, what the book is about, and how she's going through her little journey, and she's going through other countries. It's pretty interesting, and it's kind of fun. Like I was like paying attention, you know, so I was like, cool. But there's so many things happening in her life that it just goes on top of the other one and the other one, and you kind of
There's a bunch of deaths like right on top of another or the other.
and you're trying to like care, but there's and it sucks because it's a true story, so like I guess this happened, but it was just kind of all over the place where I tuned out, and it kind of got boring, you know, here and there, and I was waiting for it to end, to be honest. Yeah, but whatever, I don't know, I don't recommend it to y'all.
Yeah. Dude, I was ready for a comedy or like anything exciting.
A positive thing
And
to
then-
say though.
And then you get this mental.
I was
Yeah.
like, wow, thank
That-
you for teaching me
yeah.
about how it's not racism, it's the caste
It's
system.
classism.
Like, wow.
But it still goes back to racism, though.
I mean, yeah, that's like how in America we experience it basically, but
Well,
Oh
it's-
yeah, that's the
because
cool
she
part.
travels throughout the world and she's like, look, in India,
They're all
they still have a
Indians.
caste system, but they're all the same color. So it's
Yeah,
not
so-
race. It's literally just about classes, you know?
Yeah. So it's kind of cool, but I would say that the husband, right, the guy that plays the husband, he's a really good actor. He's the guy that comes out in
He's a Punisher.
yeah.
Punisher. Nice.
John
Damn, look at
Bernthal.
This guy. Yeah, damn. Yes. Punisher. That guy's he's good in the movie. She's really good in the movie too. The
Yeah.
actress. So like the role, yeah, it was fine. That's why
It
I'm
was
not
just
out.
half book, half her life, and it was like, eh. And then I thought there was a really interesting story in there about I think in like the 1920s.
Oh yeah,
There
we
are
go.
two couples. Two are black. Like, obviously, they're black guy married with black lady, white lady married to white guy, and they're from some university, and they're trying to study like race relations or something. And those little parts of the movie, those little bubbles, were really, really interesting.
Yeah,
And I was like, I would have loved to have seen this message in that form.
So a documentary.
It goes like, no, like it could have been a movie.
Yeah, it could have been a movie.
But it gives it to you 5 minutes at a time, maybe 3 times in the whole movie. And then the rest of the time you're watching her mourn her mother or her husband or her sister. And
so
it's like,
it gets kind of whack. Because, I forgot about that she's writing the story, right? Or she's reading on that. And that story is interesting. And you want to watch more, and then they're like the whole Nazi thing is happening, and it's interesting. But it's just so quick, huh? And like little parts they show you that you're like, go back, and
So too many topics, maybe.
yeah.
yes,
Either refine it a little further down, or just separate them.
Yeah.
yes.
I think that would make it better.
And that's all I gotta say about that. But if you guys ever see those on the AMC thing,
I went to a couple of horror ones.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and it's cool.
Yeah, it's
right?
cool. I saw Dawn of the Dead.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
think I remember you telling
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Apparently, it was a re-edited one for the Screen Unseen at AMC.
Oh,
Yeah.
so did we miss out on anything juicy? Was
I
the
don't know.
original better?
I don't know, because like,
Did
But-
they make it shorter?
because it premiered
Yeah, a while
at the
ago, I
Venice
think, right?
International Film Festival in 2003 in September. Then it got a limited theatrical release.
2003?
I mean, 23. Sorry.
Oh,
My
okay.
bad. Misspoke. It had a limited theatrical release by Neon on December 8th, and a re-edited Screen Unseen showing by AMC in January January 8th of this year. And I guess it's gonna get a bigger release on the 19th, which is this upcoming week.
Yeah, but I think no one's gonna watch it. Yeah, so like I think
I've only seen
thing,
one trailer for
stay
this.
unseen.
Yeah, but like they do that maybe to give it a little bit more money, because I know no one's gonna watch it.
It's a tough sell
Yeah.
based off of the thing. Like going into this is gonna be in your face, trying to teach you something, and a lot of people aren't gonna go for it.
But it could have taught us the thing without literally just telling us the thing,
Because
But
the trailer
because
shows you
it's about the woman writing the book, then it has to tell us, I guess, and it's just like,
because the trailer's like
please.
literally like, this is why, and all that stuff. Like, we're gonna tell you why. It's not
Yeah.
like a story. It's
Yeah.
literally like,
Yeah.
go on this journey on why we all hate each other.
And
kind of
it
thing.
isn't preachy in the like, you better get the message. It's not like that. It does have like a little bit of like nuance. It's a soft message, but it's too involved in too many things that it's just like boring.
Yeah, and then some lady in the movie, she compares, I guess, the Jews, how they got killed and stuff. She's explaining how like they wanted to kill everybody, but in black people they just wanted to use them as profit. That's why they made them pick, and they were slaves and stuff. And then someone in the front audience was like, "That's right, huh?" And they're all giving high
Were they wearing
five to
red
each
hats
other.
that said,
Yeah, I was
"Make
like,
America
what
great
the hell's
again?"
going
Yeah.
on?
You got MAGA bros in there, man.
Yeah, they went out of
They
way
should
to
stop
watch that
complaining.
movie.
I was like, whoa.
The message went over their head.
I felt the breeze, dude.
As it went through their ear and out the other. There's nothing in there in the middle.
To end this on a high note,
Oh, nice.
and I wasn't gonna do this movie until I saw that it was actually released in theaters, very briefly last month, and it pisses me off because it's yet another Netflix movie, and they're kind of setting Maestro as like their Oscar movie, and they're putting all their money
Oh, I
behind
think I
that
know which one
campaign,
it is.
right?
See everything. Yeah.
They picked the wrong movie
Oh.
because this movie is called The Society of the Snow. It's a movie about there was this Peruvian, no, not Peruvian, Uruguayan rugby team that chartered a plane to Chile and they
yes.
crashed in the Andes, right?
Oh.
You know the story,
Yes.
right? Because they crashed and they were trapped and they resorted to cannibalism and then two of them hiked out to the whole mountains.
They're all eating.
And it's a miraculous story, right? You might have seen the movie Alive from the 1990s where they told the story but with white people. I was saying like, hey Carlitos. But yeah, this movie is a super in.
Ooh.
And if I had seen it before I made my list, I would have put it on the best of the year.
Wow.
Because it's so goddamn compelling. I had seen the movie. I actually liked the movie Alive, so I knew the story, and I had read up on it so much, right? But the way the story is told, oh my god, dude, it's so good. It's so goddamn masterful that, like, again, I knew the beats, but every time something happened, I was just, like, blown away, and it's like the drama in it and the characters and the way they make you kind of care about everybody. It's so good, dude. It's so good, and it pisses me off that this is a movie you should have seen in theaters
And they fucking,
to experience that, because I was so emotional at the end. Like, it's so good. I just can't believe that this is lost on Netflix.
I never even heard of it.
And I can't recommend it any higher. And it's, oh my god, dude, it's
When did it come out?
officially on Netflix, I think earlier this month. But apparently they had a brief theatrical run.
22nd, I
Yeah.
think.
Damn.
Well, no,
It's
that's
in
the-
another language.
Oh no!
Oh,
on
it's
the,
all in Spanish.
no, on the 4th.
Yeah. So it's officially a Spanish production,
Mhm.
but they use all like, they're actually, I think they're all Uruguayan. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, it could very easily be like the Iron Claw be like fucking tragedy porn, and sometimes it is, but it earns it. Like, this such good writing and this, oh my god, dude, I was in tears, like ugly crying at the end. And it's funny because I went back because I remember liking Alive, the movie. And I went back and watched it.
You're like, no, hell
Dude,
no.
it was like an after school special.
Damn.
It was so bad, dude. And not just like effects or anything. I'm talking about the characters. Like, it's so bad. They were all composites. Like, they didn't use, I think they only used like 1 or 2 real names. The characters say things like, but I've only been in middle school for five months, you know? It's like, no, dude, no. It's a, you know, when like white people specifically, they say like, well, you know, when somebody gets cast, like, when they don't cast a Mexican to be a Mexican, they cast, like, a white person, you know? And they say, like, well, the best actors have to be cast, you know? Show them this movie. Show them the white version, and then show them this version. And what you're missing is it's the feeling of authenticity, right?
Yeah.
And this feels authentic, right? It just... You guys need to watch it. It's so good. It's really sad though. Like everything that happens.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It's so good, and it's inspiring. Like it really makes you, because like
I want to go up to the
it's
mountains.
it's the human spirit, right? It's like they fucking climbed the Andes to get out for 10
That is
days.
scary.
And I was sitting there. It was such a life-changing experience. Like, wow, I really want to do something with my life. And so I was like eating a bowl of nachos and shit. Like, and it's so funny because, like, you know the story, right? They resorted to cannibalism.
Yeah.
And all the versions, and there's always been controversy, like, should they have done it, right? Like, would you have done it? And in my head, I was like, I wouldn't even be a question for me. Like, I would eat people
Like,
so fast. Like,
My friends look tasty as fuck.
dude, like, if a Wendy's was more than 30 minutes away, I would start eating motherfuckers. You know? Like, I never understood why it's such a big deal. Like, you gotta live.
What are you doing?
I'm still alive.
I'm eating Gio.
I'm eating Gio's ass.
I'm having a McGeo sandwich.
I'm eating Gino's ass right now.
I don't know how you guys feel. I would eat you if you were right there.
So like it would be an honor to eat all of
Can we
you
wake
guys.
up to Robert gnawing on our leg?
Don't look
Oh man, it's so good though. It's I can't describe how good this movie is.
It sounds like
Yeah.
they would be suspenseful. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I'm also gonna
Crazy, I
hop on
never
the
heard
pirate
of it.
ship
It's
for that
just
one.
fucking. It's so weird because the only reason this movie exists is because it has a place like Netflix to live on, right? They're the only ones who would fund it, right? Because nobody would fund. They would say, "Do Alive, put white people in it," you know, so we could mass market it. But at the same time, it's like these things just get lost in a sea of shit. Cause like what gets advertised on Netflix is some fucking Kevin Hart movie.
Oh, I was gonna
you
say
know,
that. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's mind-boggling to me because like there are masterpieces there that people will never see because they're
Never
hidden.
see.
They're like, watch
You know?
Squid Game's the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
I'm gonna say like
Watch
kind
it.
of piggybacking off of what you said about like, you know, the
Eating you?
no. No, you had said something about like, you know, they would cast maybe somebody that white instead of somebody that
Yeah.
would be, you know,
The more
either
authentic
Uruguayan
version,
or
yeah.
Argentine.
Yeah.
Because they use Argentine and Uruguayan actors in this movie,
Yeah.
which apparently a lot of them were newcomers.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They
and you
had
said
all
like, and
these-
you were kind of praising on
There
them.
was nobody you recognized. Yeah.
Damn, that's how they do it, man.
Yeah.
That's
It's La Sociedad de la Nieve.
Yeah.
Is the name of the movie.
In Spanish. And I didn't watch it with subtitles and I don't watch it dubbed, but sometimes they
Well, you
talk a little,
speak
I know, but
fast.
sometimes they like,
they
tenemos que
speak
subir
too
la
quick?
montaña, you know? Like, you're like, what do you say?
La Sociedad de la Nieve.
Yeah,
that
La
sounds like
Sociedad de la Nieve.
a documentary on like Joe Biden's presidency or something.
Or like a
Food?
cocaine kind of
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's so good.
all right.
So good.
Now I know
And
to
that's it.
watch.
We ended on a high note.
Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't ask. Did you have another one?
No, that was it.
Oh, that was it?
Anyone
Yeah.
else?
I only had the two.
No.
Gino was here for the ride. He's taking notes on what he should and shouldn't.
Yeah,
watch.
you see, that's why I showed up. You know.
So given everything we said, what
Yeah,
do you want to watch?
he was our audience proxy.
Godzilla Minus One,
Hell yeah.
Iron Claw.
Hell yeah.
For sure not the Sweeney and the guy from Top. Dude, I laughed so hard because of that because like you were talking about therapy. I'm like, I can see Ricardo going to therapy. Like, Ricardo, tell me about your problems. Woo!
Then when the Ric Flair guy does a little strut in the ring, I was
Oh
laughing
my
so
God.
Oh
hard.
yeah, dude, my cousin was like fucking pissed for some reason.
Well, because
man.
like the first time they show him, it's like in like little promo or something, and
Yeah.
that is bad. It's bad.
Yeah, the
It's
hair is bad.
It doesn't look like him, but also I think the performance is not good.
Yeah, you can't do.
But
Ric
fuck
Flair.
it, it's not his
hard,
movie,
yeah.
and
Exactly.
who cares?
I know.
It'd
But
be
it was
weird.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Pretty
so
funny.
I'm glad I was here to hear this because to hear this in person. I mean, because I don't know how long I'm gonna wait till hear this episode. And, to make
2025.
notes.
Yo, and by the time
make
you hear
notes.
it, you're married
Yeah.
already, huh?
Oh yeah, see, there you go. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know how to end the show anymore.
I have a new outro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's hear
So you
it.
just want to say bye.
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 good night.
Night.
You know, my favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie.
I wasn't terribly surprised. I thought it made sense dramaturgically.
It's time to take out the trash.
Somehow, heartbreak feels good in a place like this.